Hello, and welcome to our latest episode of the On Point Gaming Podcast. I am CMoney, and I am joined by the always lovely Doodle.
What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Thank you so very much for rocking out with us tonight. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. It's Thursday, y'all.
It is.
It's been almost a week since we were live last.
Oh, damn.
And
It's been a minute. I missed you guys.
It's been a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot to cover.
That has taken place that we didn't get a chance to talk about. But
I mean,
we're here.
we're going to get in.
We're going to get in.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Been some fun news. Love seeing the fact that FTC's finally officially dropped that case.
Yes.
Wonder who they're going to buy next. We're going to have a whole discussion. I'm excited for it. Got some more rebellion against PlayStation. Devs don't want to work with them no more.
You don't say.
It's a fun time. Yo, we're definitely going to have a great time. But before we do any of that, you know what it is.
Yes.
We got to shout out our homies.
Let's go.
Live in the building. But of course, everyone who supports us over on Patreon and YouTube memberships, you guys are the shit.
Thank you,
we
guys.
thank each and every one of you. But of course, we do want to shout out our elite members. That's right. We have the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, Coach Hooded Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch.
Let's go.
And then,
Thank you, guys.
We have our inner circle members. That's right. It's our homie Big Mix Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. Thank you guys so much for the support. The rest is a lie.
You don't say.
Yeah, I had to swipe that away real quick because, there's only so much truth that could be had. And that truth was not real. So I have to move that. And there we go. That's gone. Okay. So that's there now. Beautiful, beautiful. But of course, again, shout out to everybody who supports us like that. We appreciate you guys. You guys
Thank you, guys.
awesome. But of course, you know how we feel about it. You know how we do here. You guys live in the building with us right now, supporting us in such a major way, man. And we appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us live in the building. That being said, not everyone can be equal.
Nope.
It's not possible. It's not possible because three of you have risen above.
I mean, we don't make up the rules.
We don't make up the rules at all.
We don't make up the rules.
It's not ours to make up.
It's out of our hands.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So we are forever on the journey to see who is the best bot.
Yes.
And I could tell you, we have three people who I believe they're not new in general, but they haven't been up here recently. Unless they have, and I forgot completely.
Okay, I'll let you know.
But let's start with number 3. That's right. The third person in the building.
The one that couldn't.
But almost did. Oh, boy.
Who?
Jesse B in the building, man. Thank you so much,
B.
man.
Let's
Appreciate
go.
It.
It's always nice to see Jesse B on the top 3 because he always claims that he's first. You know?
That's Zach Riley.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, it's been a minute. There we go. My bad, player.
Crack kills. You know what I'm saying? Crack kills.
That's wild. All right.
But that's okay. That's okay. It happens. Second in the building.
All right. Numero dos.
Homie.
I got you on this one.
Yeah, I don't trust these words. A Toki Gamer.
I don't know what to say. Here. Good job, Atagi. Let's go.
Thank you, my brother, for being here, man. Thank you for being number 2.
Let's go.
In the building. And
wow, even Cage El Vampiro Borracho knew that it was Zach.
Wow.
Damn.
Making his return to the number 1 spot.
Oh.
The official best bot of the evening.
Oh, damn. Until the show is done. Yes.
Until it's over. Our homie. Motherfucking E-Ranks.
Oh, damn.
In the building.
Wow.
Hey, let's go. Hashtag no time for pabbing.
Oh, yes.
Those are facts.
That's what I'm talking about.
For no pabs. That is the truth. And he does put out a great message here.
Which is?
It says Warhammer Space Marine Remaster, Xbox console exclusive. So listen, I was
mean-
gonna make this a topic tonight because I found it hilarious. And we could definitely talk about it right now.
Oh, we'll get into it.
But I didn't make it a topic because supposedly Klute in the building went ahead and had told, I had seen his post and said that Sega did this similarly with Metaphor,
Okay.
ReFantasia,
Yes.
and they announced it by it got announced by Xbox and announced for Xbox, and then later on it got announced for PlayStation.
Okay, so
Like,
this
they
could be
delayed
like
it
a
because of the
delay.
marketing deal and the Game Pass deal.
Okay. So it could be a marketing.
So it could be on
a
the
delay.
other places. So I don't want to double down and go all in and then have it come to fruition that it's actually on the other place.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
no.
So
we gotta let that simmer.
We'll let it simmer for a bit, you know what I'm saying? But as of right now, this moment, with no other facts presented to us outside of what we currently know at this exact moment in time, by definition of the Twitter post, it is in fact an Xbox console exclusive. Oh man, I had a good tweet for it and everything too, but we'll see. We'll see what comes from it.
All right.
But appreciate you, homie. Thank you for being here, my brother. That being said, we have our boy Maurice Branch in the motherfucking building. Member for 15 months.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.
Damn, my dude. Thank you, my brother, for your support. I appreciate you.
That's so dope.
Thank you so much. And then he has a nice message for us. He says, "What up, Cash Money and Doodle?
What's up?
Showing my support on my day off as I went to the steakhouse to celebrate my car paid off.
Yes,
5 years at my job today.
That's awesome,
bars, bro. That is fire.
Congrats.
Congratulations,
Enjoy.
Sir. These are landmarks, and you got to celebrate these moments because these are accomplishments, man.
Yeah,
paying off your car, being done with that bill." That's money, bro. That's awesome. 5 years at the job. Come on, man.
That's amazing.
Congrats, bro. That's fucking awesome, dude. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for rocking out.
Shout out to Maurice.
Thank you for all the support over
Thank
these
you
months,
so
man.
much, bro.
Almost I can almost say over these years.
Oh,
pretty close. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Dope.
But thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
That's a big deal.
And then you know him well. We have our motherfucking homie Starkey Love in the building with the super chat, my dude. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being here, homie. Says Xbox carrying 2025. Bro, no truer words for sure. No truer words have been spoken for sure. That is crazy town. Xbox is carrying 2025 for sure. Getting money from Sony fans that hate Xbox while those ponies thinks it hurts, quote unquote hurts Xbox. It's beautiful. Fund more bangers, bro.
Are you saying it doesn't hurt Xbox for them to go ahead
and spend all their money
and
not
on
have
Xbox
any more
games?
money left over to buy Sony one game that they release?
Are you saying this is not burying the PlayStation brand? Is it?
It is burying the PlayStation brand. Yeah.
I don't think they think that.
PlayStation brand for sure.
They're helping the PlayStation brand, you guys.
Oh, they're helping it by playing Xbox games on there.
Yes.
You know what?
Remember that, Gallopers.
I don't know if I believe that 100%, so I do have to get another opinion. We have our motherfucking homie Foul Bazaar in the building.
Yo.
That's right.
What's going on?
What is up, playa?
Not much. Not much.
No padding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no padding.
Yeah, man.
Pad-free zone.
Pad-free zone.
Listen.
Welcome, man. Thank you for coming through, bro.
No problem.
First think they're hurting Xbox by buying the games at full price and not signing up for Game Pass for $20 a month.
And buying our old games, thus bringing more revenue to those games and extending the life of said old games. Definitely killing Xbox.
Yeah,
what do you
definitely.
Think, is it murder? Is Xbox dead?
Yeah. Pharaoh, let them know.
I would say PlayStation's looking dead. I mean, we saw the financial reports. They're not doing bad financially, but they're not doing great either in a way that does big Sony want to keep supporting where PlayStation is heading, because you got to look at the future of PlayStation, not where they currently are. And the future is looking bleak. They don't have games. Their first party is in a lot of turmoil. The budgets for these games are still extremely high. They're still trying to get those budgets down. And the games that are about to come out, they see all of those games flopping for the most part. The only one that they really have any legitimate hope for is Ghost of Yotei. At this point, I think that Wolverine is going to be a flop. Not because it doesn't sell well, but because it took so damn long to develop that it's going to be hard to, get an ROI on that.
Oh, you mean a financial flop for them?
Yes. I think the game may sell well, but I mean, we're looking at what? Close to 10 years of development for that game? On top of having to pay Disney? Like, you're like,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, like I see that game being a huge, mark in the red for them long term. They barely got in the black on Spider-Man 2. So and that's a game with reused assets. So I mean, I think PlayStation is in a lot of trouble, even though they're this, casual box that everyone's buying and, a lot of people use, but they use casually. They're not buying the games that PlayStation needs them to buy in order for PlayStation to see the metrics that they want. That's why PlayStation Stars is dead.
Yes.
Is that the new news? So PlayStation Stars is dead. Obviously, they're not getting the behaviors from the customers that they were hoping to get from PlayStation Stars, so they had to cancel it. If they were getting the customer behavior that they wanted and it was working out for PlayStation Stars would still be around. They're not getting
loyalty. It's a loyalty program.
Yeah. So they're not getting what they want from it. Like Microsoft Rewards ain't going nowhere. You know why? Because Microsoft Rewards works. I mean, I think Jez put out something like 2 weeks ago that like Bing is finally stealing Google's market share, and nobody thought that would ever happen. I guarantee you a big part of that is Microsoft Rewards. Like us Game Pass gamers, we want the free Game Pass, so we use Bing. We use a lot of Microsoft services now because they give us things that benefit us, and that's how we're seeing them steal market share. Sony's not having that same outcome with their rewards program. They're not seeing it result in, a greater return on investment, so they had to cancel it.
Agreed. Yeah, that is it was something I was seeing about putting as a topic. But yeah, they're done with the reward program. So I guess you're right. Like people are not using it. People are not, by definition, if you're not using it, you're not buying, because even like anytime you get something, you get rewards from them.
Yeah, for purchases and for playtime. So people aren't even playing either, because they got play bonuses for certain games too. So people aren't even playing the games.
People don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're not getting the behavior that they want. I'm sure they had like a Helldivers bonus. Like, please, PlayStation gamers, play some Helldivers. Don't just be PC. Don't leave it just to the PC guys.
That's real wild.
I mean, they can't reward them for playing Xbox games. So
they probably have some Astrobot
I'm
rewards.
just saying.
I know, right? Nobody would get a reward on Astrobot.
From Lego Ho.
Lego Ho, the game that they love so much that they took to such heights. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. But I mean, look, Xbox carrying 2025. Starkey, I gotta tell you, you might as well just schedule this message every year. Xbox carrying 2026, Xbox carrying 2027, Xbox carrying 2028. Bro, they don't. I'm telling you, guys, Matt Booty did not lie. We just didn't know what form this was going to take shape in. But I could tell you right now, spending them out of business is what they are doing. Not out of the console business, out of the publishing business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The software.
They're going to keep.
They don't want them out of the console business.
We want
them.
We're using them.
We want
Why
them there.
ever
Listen, he says it right here. put them to work, right?
them
Fund
to
my bangers, right?
Hell yeah.
So those boxes that they work so hard to put out there, to get out there, to become that casual box that people go ahead and scoop up because, you know, their friends have it or their cousins have it or whatever the situation may be, that work that they put in, I mean, we're ripping off the benefits of all of that. The fact, this was genius. The fact that they said, we're going to put those boxes to work for us, the competitions, man, come on. Talk about making fun about Xbox not having enough boxes out there. They have the PlayStation with what, 75 mil?
77 now.
Oh,
77, 78.
keep
Let's
them
go,
going.
Up. Let's make it happen.
I'm just saying.
You know what has to make PlayStation sick? Like Nintendo, they make most of their money. Like they're the publisher that makes the most money off the Nintendo system. Xbox makes the most money on the Xbox platform off of their games. PlayStation does not. They make the least amount of money on their own box.
That's crazy.
Everyone else is running around making more money than on their own box. And I'm sure that's why they're going with this live. They're trying to find a way to flip that. They want to make more money off their box than Xbox does, or whatever the next biggest publisher is, Take-Two or Epic or whoever. They're trying to get there to where they make more money off their box than these other publishers, but it's just not happening.
Yeah, it's really not. And I think you nailed it right there, dude. Like they are stumped. They don't understand what's happening because they literally like you said, man, Nintendo makes the most on theirs, Xbox makes the most on theirs, and Xbox makes the most on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Where's the room for organic growth, you guys?
PlayStation might be like 10th place on their own box as their publisher, as a publisher. They might be like 10th place on their own box.
That's a real problem.
I mean, listen,
it's embarrassing
when that 30% is what's keeping you afloat and trying to get you out of debt, right? I mean, what a dilemma. It's a competition. You don't want them there, but you need that 30% because that's your lifeline.
Yep.
100%.
I'm just saying. Oof.
I mean,
it's like the Gallopers. They don't want to support Xbox, but their gaming catalog in 2025, it's from Xbox. So what are they supposed to do?
Yeah.
Facts.
You guys have been cornered.
Bamboozled, some would say. Phil did some mastercraft work here.
Yeah.
Crazy what he's accomplished. Oh my God. Do UK now, the pro player insider. My dude, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you for that $2 super chat. Says, hello, beautiful and gorgeous. Hi to you too, CMoney. Wow.
He was
wow.
He wanted to use all three names. That's what happened.
That's real crazy.
They were all for you, babe.
Oh yeah. That's why he said hi to you too. It cuts deep. It's okay. It's okay. I don't expect those usage those words being used around here. They're used appropriately when directed to you. But what I think is Pharaoh's included in that as well. I think beautiful and gorgeous. And then hi to you too. So I think I was just purposefully excluded from
Wow.
So
that's not possible.
Is what gets me upset. And obviously he has a thing for tan people and just leaves me out because
must
skin.
be.
This is what it is. God damn it.
You cracked the code, see.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cold. Wow. That's real fucked up.
That's wrong. That's wrong to feel excluded like that.
Okay. Thankfully, we got our homie Starkey Love back in the building.
Love was good.
Fun out super chat, man. Appreciate you, fam. Says basically, Xbox revenue streams are diverse. PlayStation depends on PlayStation sales. It's why Microsoft will always make consoles. It's a reliable stream. 100%. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because the idea that Microsoft would not make consoles to cater to literally tens of millions of people, right? I mean, you're literally talking about essentially like a 30 million minimum that would be purchasing the next console. It makes no sense, right? No sense to ever walk away from that. They want options. They want you to, again, this is not about the box. It used to be about the box, right? That was, people used to think about it as the box, right? Oh, how many boxes you got? Right? But that world's dead and gone. They don't give a fuck about the box, because what they realize is that the games are where they make all their money. So why worry about where you're playing the games, right? Play the games wherever you want, right? But they still have to account for the people who don't want to play the games on the PC, who don't want to play a game on a PlayStation, who don't want to play a game on the Switch. They want their Xbox controller. They want their Xbox identity that they've been building forever. They want their library. They want to play old games in higher quality, because that's what the new consoles could do. I could only imagine how much better the new console will run the old games that are back compat already done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
they're not giving that up.
Yeah, they're not, because it's all about the ecosystem. And in about 10 years, Xbox is going to be like McDonald's. No matter where you go, you get the same experience. So whether you're on your handheld or your PC or on your TV, you're going to get the same experience, and you're going to lock people into a default experience where it becomes the default platform that you go to. It's all about getting people into your store. So if they become the default experience, then people don't go to Steam as much. People don't go to PlayStation as much. They might go there for ancillary things, but if they create a default de facto experience, then that's even more revenue for them. So they're not going to give up that opportunity. And the best place to start with that is your console, because you lock people into your store. I mean, they're going to expand by letting other stores in, but ultimately the default experience, even with Steam on the box, would still be the Xbox experience.
100%. Agreed.
You were the other day streaming from your handheld onto the TV, and it was like buttery smooth.
Oh yeah,
it was perfect.
So our LG in one of our rooms has GeForce Now, and I went to go check, because I was like, I think our TVs are too old. I don't think our TVs are getting the xCloud. So I went to go check anyway. I was like, no, it's not there, but GeForce Now is there. And you guys all hear me all the time talk about how much I love GeForce Now. So I signed in, hooked up, my new Doom controller to it. And I was like, let's see. And I played Doom streaming on the TV, no console, nothing but my subscription to Game Pass and my GeForce Now. 4K, gorgeous, smooth, no hiccups, playing Doom, crushing it.
Yeah.
Come on,
that
man.
was wild. And by the way, guys,
That's
don't sleep on that Doom controller. It's freaking, it's fire.
Stunning.
It's better than it seems, and it's pretty fire.
Yeah, it's real dope.
So if you're on the fence, scoop it up.
I started looking at that Witcher one.
Oh my gosh, you saw it, Pharaoh? The Witcher
I saw it,
controller?
and I was watching you and boom, it was already sold out apparently from what
the Elite version was already sold out.
It's gone?
The Elite one is gone.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that was real wild. Maybe I'll come back. I like the regular controller. It's basically the same pattern, but it's like I feel like the Elite controller is just
Elite.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I think my next controller gonna be that Nacon. I like that Nacon one.
The new one that Jez had, I don't know if you saw, Jez did like a review on it, or he talked about it with a screen on it.
Yeah.
See, I didn't read about it, but he says that it's so close to, being as good as an Elite. Looks good.
Has Hall effect joysticks, which is something
is it more expensive or cheaper?
It's $200. But no stick drift. So,
what about the bumpers?
That's
the real killer.
It has all everything the Elite has. So it has the bumpers and
back buttons too and all that stuff.
Yep, everything. Yep.
Oh snap!
But okay, so it's 200 and it's almost as good as the Elite. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, Jez said it was
might be
almost
better.
as good.
It might be better because it has the Hall effect joysticks, so you don't have to worry about stick drift. I've had like 3 Elite controllers. Like they do kind of break down after a little
wear
bit.
out.
Yeah. So I want to try something different. I mean, it's an official third-party license controller. It connects wirelessly without a dongle or anything like that. So
also it's wireless as well, like normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's legit.
For us, is usually like the bumpers that kind of give out.
It has the 8 buttons, has the 8 programmable buttons, just like the Elite.
That's dope.
So,
yeah.
So I'm gonna check that out.
Well, but all right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna read that review to see what he thinks as well. But I gotta say, Starkey, I think you're spot on. You know, the revenue streams are what keeps Xbox growing and growing, and PlayStation just looking stupider and stupider.
I mean, you have to find other ways to bring in money, right? They said it themselves, we're circulating the same people, right? So when you tie it all together, a bit from everywhere, it adds up. And I mean, that's a great approach. Why leave money on the table?
Agreed, 100%. Now,
and I think that's what PlayStation is trying to catch on to.
Well,
and
I mean, you could see because of the things they're doing, like, I don't know if you guys saw that Neil Druckmann confirmed that they're working on
I did see that.
another game at the same time as Intergalactic, which
he's producing, he said, I believe, right?
Yeah, like
he's not necessarily like
he's not directing that one.
Yeah.
But the studio is doing it. So like I said, you can see, right? Like they're breaking up the studio, right?
That just means that there are not as many people just focused on Intergalactic.
Exactly.
And they're splitting up the studios so that they can go ahead and keep a consistent flow. Considering the fact that they keep canceling games, they need to have like a buffer game, though, that could get canceled out of the two. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for them is like where they're kind of putting into action what we spoke about so many times was, you know, once Hiroki looked at them and said, yo, the money's not right. And you guys are, you know, yeah, you can do shit creatively, but you don't understand how to make money. And then all of a sudden, you know, we told y'all like that means that they're going to stop making games the way they make games. Right. It's common sense. It's right there. It tells you, but people, they want to downplay the importance of it. But this is showing you immediately what's happening. They are taking these studios and say, okay, no, your whole team cannot work on Intergalactic. It can't happen. Okay. You need to have another game cooking, right? He's not working on that other game. He's producing it, overseeing it, but it's not his game.
Which, by the way, the fact that the developers had hope that maybe they'll be working on The Last of Us 3, that kind of shuts that down, right? Because I don't think that he will not be hands-on on The Last of Us game.
100%.
You know, especially considering the fact that they're trying, like, you know, they're doing the show. With the show, they're on season 2 right now. They already have kind of like set up season 3, and they're hoping, right? Because they've hit a couple of hiccups with the show and kind of like backlash. And so they're hoping to get to season 4 to kind of be able to complete the story and be able to tell the story that the way that they would want to, meaning that that's where it comes to an end, right?
And he's directing on that as well. Like we see his name, he's directing. So if he's spending time doing that, he's spending time doing that, you know, obviously then he going back and he's working on the game. Like you can see already the focus is split. So the fact that there's another project that's happening that he's not a part of, just kind of like overseeing, shows that they're breaking everything up. And again, it's not like when Xbox does it, right? So it's not like Fable, right? Fable's being made by Playground Games, who makes Forza Horizon, right? But it's not the same Playground. They made another studio. Matter of fact, there's a third studio now that they made to kind of help with it, but that's obviously going to spin off and do something else later. But the point is, they built a whole nother team.
Yeah. It's not like PlayStation is bringing people in to go ahead and kind of focus or help out, at least. Let's get some extra hands in here. What they're doing is just kind of diluting the focus from what's there.
And we don't know if that's going to create like an A team or B team scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
Like, what's the name of the Platinum Platinum Games, right?
Yeah.
They're famous for kind of having like an A team that makes their good games, and then they have like these B squads or a B squad that always releases garbage. They're not getting more. They're getting disciplined, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that lady said, the CFO for Sony.
That's wild.
Said they're disciplining the studios to get them more in line with their financial goals. So
I mean, they already had like toxic energy in there. So imagine the discipline kicking in and what that actually means. They took off. They're done with the knitting classes for Bungie. They're getting discipline, the budget cuts, the toxic positivity, and then the ones that leave there feeling uninspired and as if the energy just wasn't right. So I can't imagine working at a place like that and what is going to continue to turn into.
Facts.
They're going to continue to shift and they're going to continue to make changes until they feel like they're at a place where they're comfortable, they're not wasting money, and where they want to be, right? And I don't know that once Marathon fails, how they're going to move forward and what changes that's going to bring, and if at what point they're going to be just tapped out and done.
Agreed.
But isn't it interesting that they're working on another game and like they don't have factions just sitting there and it's like completed and ready to go?
So, but factions requires like dedication, and they told us that they don't want to do it. That's the point.
But the fans are asking for that. So why not go ahead and give it the attention and the money that it needs instead of funding some dumbass project that may not take and you're taking a chance with? Like, why not take a chance on something that people are actually asking for?
I think there's a little bit of fear that their IP is not as prestigious as they think it is. We've
already known that. They think way too high of what they have. Even like The Last of Us. I think that they think that it's higher than the way that people see it. Yes, the first game everyone loved. Not the second one, not so much. So you're not like you hit the downward spiral button with the second game.
Yeah, the fact that they're not getting a Last of Us 3 tells you what big Sony thinks about The Last of Us and its success. No matter how great the story is or anything like that, like it's just not enough to warrant the development of a third one. They're telling you to go do it on TV because it's faster and you get a quicker return on investment. And plus HBO's putting some of the bill on that. It's not all on them. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Like, I think that's part of why their games haven't made it to Xbox yet. They don't want the embarrassment of their game going to Xbox and it doesn't sell.
I agree with that 100%. I feel like that would really be, especially with every wall they've hit and everything that's gone sideways, I think that would be a really embarrassing moment for them to go ahead and, especially with the success that Xbox has found on their platform, to have them go ahead and step into Xbox's platform and not do well, or at least or not do as well. Like, that would be crazy because they're number one according to the media and the gallopers, and they have this persona, let's call it, right, that they have to kind of live up to. So it would really be embarrassing for them to go ahead and either not hit the numbers that Xbox has hit or to just not do well at all.
Yeah, because I think the two IP that would do best on Xbox from PlayStation is probably, that's not, made by someone third party, is God of War and maybe Ghost of Tsushima. But even then, I don't think. Yeah, I think those two would I think they would do better than Last of Us, because we've seen so much of Last of Us that I don't think Xbox gamers would care that it finally came to the Xbox. I think people would be bored to death of Horizon. So I think
100%.
So I would think it'd be God of War 2018 and Ghost of Tsushima that would have like the most success. but even that
Probably
will be
Spider-Man.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking
Oh,
Spider-Man.
that's not theirs,
But
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they will have to go ahead and bring Disney in and kind of that they probably wouldn't want to do that. But that would be guaranteed, though. I feel like that would be an easier like game to port and just kind of feel like it will do something or it will be well received. It's Spider-Man.
That would be huge. That would be huge on Xbox because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of
even
the biggest
people that
IPs in the world.
had played it like on PlayStation would possibly go ahead and double dip and get it on Xbox if they released it there.
I'm surprised Xbox hasn't brought the Spider-Man games to Xbox. They have a ton of them under Activision.
True.
They don't have to develop them. They just got to relicense them.
Yeah, depends
in due
on
time.
depends on what it is. I mean, we finally did just see that big retro drop. So they dropped 50 plus games from Activision into a retro kind of game, and I mean that's a great first step, right? Getting there, like that's the biggest kind of drop we've had from Activision. All in one shot. They just dumped all the retro games. A smart way to do it. I know they partnered with Antstream or whatever, the people who do that, but for like all the retro games.
They had a phenomenal deal when they first got started. It was like $20 to $30 for like a lifetime subscription to their retro catalog or something like that.
Oh wow. Is that gone?
It was like when they initially launched, so it probably is gone.
Oh wow. So on Xbox right now, if you get that, you don't know if they'll have that same deal. The nice thing is this is going into Game Pass.
Yeah, it was on Xbox when they first launched as it was like a separate app, and if you bought into it early, you were like lifetime locked in. So yeah, it was a pretty good deal at the time.
Wow, that's pretty good. I mean, look, this here is a great first step, getting all those retro games locked in, their IP that Xbox owns. Now, if you want to go play fucking Pitfall and what was that, Mech Assault or Mech Warrior or whatever, they have a whole bunch of different. They have a whole bunch of different shit there. So I haven't gone into it yet. I do want to go and kind of look through and see what's there. So definitely intrigued by that. But I think at some point in time we'll see more and more of the Activision's IP come forward. Yeah. And Spider-Man, I'm sure, is high on their list of trying to see if they can make happen. It's just cost. Is Disney going to be a bitch? Is Disney going to try to milk them and be like, "Oh, you want to license these old games, huh?" And then create an issue? We don't know, right? So, that being said, let's say what's up to some of the homies because we haven't done it. I do see Cage in the building. What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here. Malcolm X-Lax.
Yo.
What is up, my brother? Appreciate
Malcolm, what's good?
I see Becca.
Becca, my girl. What's up, baby? How are you?
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
How we doing?
You got Sin in the building who said he was first.
For sure. You messed up, babe.
Yeah. I ruined everything.
Yeah, you ruined it.
User for Games in the building. What's up, man?
Hashtag justice for Sin.
Justice for Sin.
Yeah. We got to start that up.
Chicken Eye 210. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Game Shark in the building. What's up? Twinkle, baby.
Yes.
Ren, what's going on? Oh, I saw this. It says I really recommend the new Watchtower creation in Starfield. It is DLC level quality and achievement friendly. Ooh, might have to do that. I like that. Watchtower. All right, that's what's up. Fillmore Pockets in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Becca says, missed you all.
Oh, we missed you, love.
Feels like it was on time. Be Nice in the building.
Be Nice, what's up?
What's up, man?
Be Nice.
Thank you for being here, homie. Outward Lyric in the building. Says, what's happening on Point Fam? It's been a minute since I've been around, but I'm back. I missed y'all.
Oh, Outward, we missed you, love.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for rocking out.
I see Space Shot in the building.
Space Shot, what's up?
Thank you for being here, homie. Says, there's way too many games coming my way. I can't play them all. The only refuge a gamer has is to buy a PlayStation so you don't want to have to worry about playing games or having games. Wow.
Damn.
Space Shot. Those are
Shots
shots
fired.
Those are shots fired. Those are bars. Those are
That's
bars.
wild.
Holy shit. That's beautiful.
Damn. I mean,
Wow.
well, he's not lying.
So if you're too overwhelmed,
Just get a PlayStation.
get rid of your
and
Xbox and go
they
buy a
shouldn't play there. And even if you wanted to, your wallet will hold you back because they ain't got Game Pass.
Oh my God. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. Let's go ahead and shout out our homie, motherfucking Lotus.
Lotus
Thank
free.
you so much. You went ahead and gifted 5.
That's what's
on
up.
point
Thank you
for
so
gamer
much.
memberships, man.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Y'all don't want to
Tell him, baby.
put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. I do see the homie Rody Revenge, Web Dave,
Let's go.
Eon Glenn, Nate Johnson, and Bob Hill.
Welcome,
Thank
you guys.
Appreciate you guys
Lotus,
for rocking out with
thank
us.
you
And
so
Lotus, that
much.
was so kind of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, homie. Appreciate you. I do see the homie Gun Griffin in the building.
Yo, Gun Griffin, what's
And
good?
that can never get a membership gifted.
I don't understand. It's
No
your
matter how
settings,
long.
bro. It has to be.
I have to
Hashtag
be.
justice for Gun Griffin.
I see the homie Cupid's Victim. Who
Yo!
has an awesome message for us. Says my favorite podcast in the whole wide world.
That's so
And does a
dope.
little dab. I see that.
That means so much, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's very kind of you to say, my friend. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here, man. I see Ray Oid in the building.
Ray was good.
Oh shit! Microsoft is using PlayStation money to make Sega titles exclusive. Yo, if that turns out to stay exclusive, that would be hella crazy. The craziest shit is looking at the replies. Motherfuckers like, wait, hold on, no PlayStation version? What?
I mean,
that's crazy. Like, yo, you see them going in, like, oh my God.
like,
calm down.
because this is the thing. Like, they feel entitled. Like, how can you leave PlayStation out? Even though, like, they won't buy the games, show up, support it. Like, it's not happening, right? They still feel like this is the right choice. No, it's not.
Like, even if it turns out that it is going over there and it's just a marketing deal that's, you know, making it so that they don't say it, which is wild, because if you think about it, it's like, why would they not let them say it? If Xbox is in fact as kumbaya as
Everybody
they
wants to
would
claim
like to believe
they are. Come on, man. They're not.
Why would they
They're
do
freaking
that?
cutthroat. Do you not see what they're doing? And even if they were sitting there saying, no, we're chill, we're cool about it, even though, like, we saw the emails, come on, you don't just change your mind about shit like that. That's not how it works. You have it in for PlayStation, you're going to take them down. You feel that there's a way around things. That doesn't just go away. That's not how it works. Oh, that was just from a year or two ago. Fuck that. Right. No one changes their mind that quickly. And again, when you have PlayStation doing certain things, acting certain ways, kind of always cutting them off, right? When it comes to gaming, at some point, they're going to go ahead and retaliate. This is business. And for them, going back and forth and trying to figure out how to outdo the competition and how to sit them the fuck down, which is what they were trying to do with PlayStation. And I'm seeing it being accomplished very, very well, by the way, because people wanted them to just kill the brand. And the geniuses that they were like, we're not going to kill them. We're going to use them. Right. And then keep on supporting them with that 30%, just enough to keep them alive. But yeah, that doesn't just change. You're not kumbaya with your competition. You are cutthroat. And if you believe that did change, look at their actions. And they're not, you will see they're not fucking around. They're not playing around, man.
Let me ask you something.
I love it.
When the Spartans gave Troy the gift horse, and they were all in there, was that them being super kind and generous, or was it them doing something to ultimately get what they want? Right? They wanted to gain entry and to murder them.
Yeah.
It seems like Xbox just wanted to gain entry and to murder them from the inside, as all well-documented murders take place. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do this on the outside.
No,
You do it from within.
Yes.
That's how it gets done. Shout out to Xbox.
Yes.
And Phil.
Doing it
and
right.
Booty being the real killers.
What a freaking master
Got
plan.
Bounty in the building. What's
Yo,
up, my dude? Thank you for being here, my brother.
That's
Appreciate
the
you, man.
homie.
I see
What's
the homie
up?
Michael Yu.
Yo, tell
He
me.
says,
What's up?
Hi, guys.
What's up, love?
First of all, I need to understand what's that picture. Is that food?
It's food,
What type of
right?
food?
Okay,
Michael, you
so
gotta let us
listen,
know.
I'm gonna have to
What type of food?
zoom in.
Zoom in and tell
Yes,
me what
give me a
that
moment.
is. I'm not gonna lie.
I may
I
need
might
some
be
help.
hungry.
Farah, if you can start looking into this chat, please.
Let me know what that meal is, okay? As I read.
I think
He
I see
says,
some strawberries on the side.
That,
that a
those are
dessert?
strawberries? Oh yes,
So, like,
they
is
are.
that
Oh my gosh,
deconstructed flan?
I thought that was ham, but no, they are strawberries. I see it now.
So it looks like custard.
It
right?
does.
Looks like
It
a
looks a little bit
deconstructed
like
flan.
flan. I was
Yeah.
like, flan with ham? That's
That'd be real
I
fun.
thought it was cheese on the other
Did you say
side.
cheese? Nobody wants cheese next to anything.
I love cheese.
Except for
CMoney.
you.
Not
You're
on
right.
dessert, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. Just custard and cheese.
I
that
just
sounds real
realized that there were strawberries, babe.
wild. That makes sense. That makes sense.
It
All right.
does.
He says, "Hi guys.
What's up?
Why does MAU matter? What is MAU? Monthly active users." He says, "Well, I'm a monthly active user on Xbox. On PlayStation, I'm a monthly inactive user. Guess who gets my money? Xbox does. PlayStation gets nothing from me as I rarely turn it on." Those are facts.
I have to say I can't zoom in close enough to be able to make much out, but I don't think it's
It's Asian dessert.
I think it was just it's just you know, the way the cookie
This
crumbles.
is an Asian dessert, sort of like ice cream.
Oh, yum. I love ice cream.
I mean, it looks good.
It does.
I do see the homie Spartan 661 in the building. What's up, man?
Yo,
Thank you for being here, bro.
be nice. What is jibarito?
I don't know what that
What's
is.
jibarito?
I do see the homie Verg Base Brizzle in the building, my dude. Thank you,
Yo.
my brother, for being here, man. Appreciate you. I see Ray McDougal.
Ray, what's
going
good?
on, man? Thank you for being here. He says, first of all, dope ass fucking
Yes.
profile pic, Master Chief.
Let's go. And Cortana.
Best duo in the industry. Space Marine Remastered only coming to Xbox, and ponies are port begging like crazy. Damn.
Ah,
I mean they're used to
It
it.
hurts 'em.
Hibarito
Deal with it, bro.
is a sandwich made with fried green plantains instead of bread.
Oh my gosh, that sounds banging.
Wait. So like,
Fried green plantains as the bread.
and
Yeah.
then you,
Oh,
And then the sandwich is in the middle.
how big? I mean, you're talking like a
Damn.
little baby
I
sandwich.
mean, I'm looking at some pictures. They're decent sized sandwiches.
I mean, maybe they flatten them.
put in the private
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
I gotta see this.
Yeah,
Maybe they flatten them. Maybe add a couple, like maybe two, flatten them together.
That sounds
Damn,
banging.
that sounds real good, actually.
Woo.
All right, let's keep it moving, because. All right.
Yo, Maurice Branch, that's our boy. Cheese is life. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I can't click on it because let me see.
Why can't you click on it?
I've been turning this on and off for some reason.
You
My
should be able
mouse
to
is-
click on it over there.
Gone.
Oh, it's no trabajando.
No.
Oh, you got to plug it in.
Me dañate.
No, it just needs to charge. All right.
Oh,
We got Safo in the building.
I don't keep that in mind.
What's up,
see.
man? Thank you for being here.
You got to
Appreciate
charge. CMoney has to charge all of my things.
Dropped it in the DMs.
I forget.
The Hibarito.
Oh, Ibarito. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Look, it got a little powdered sugar on top.
Powdered sugar on what?
On top of the plantain, looks like maybe.
No, that can't be powdered sugar.
I don't know what it is on top of it. Salt.
On a
Salt.
plátano grilled cheese?
It's not grilled cheese. What I had was like maybe like a beef sandwich. I don't know, with like tomatoes. Looks like, yeah, like either beef or pork. That's salt.
Oh shit.
I can't click on it. See, are you gonna share with all of us
Yeah.
what you're seeing?
Yeah, that's definitely
Damn
salt on top and a little bit of salt. And,
Where's my
looks like,
charger?
looks like mayonnaise, ketchup, tomatoes, and either pork or beef with some lettuce. That's what it looks like.
Oh, let's go. No, that's salt. That's not powdered sugar.
That is salt. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I had to zoom in though. Yeah.
That looks banging.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Try one with plátano maduro.
All right. You guys are fucking with me now.
Sweet ones.
All right. I see Roberto Marks in the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
Yo.
Thank
you, Faro.
No problem.
Coach to the Canuck.
What's up, fam jam?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
In the building. What's up, man? Thank you for being there, homie. Appreciate you. I see Wilfrey Rosario. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Brandy Young, what is going on? Appreciate you for being here.
Damn.
No, sir.
Mac.
What?
I can't click on the chat. Mac says, Doodle, PlayStation's like Wonder Bread. Everybody knows it's trash, but they still buy it.
Oh,
Shaking my head. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. People still buy it. Queen Witch in the building. What's
Queen
good?
Witch, what's going on? Did I say no, sir? I think I did, but no, sir was good, fam. I see Ryu Art in the building.
Woo!
What's up, man?
What's up,
RJ, the Truth Lies. What's going on, homie? Appreciate you for being here. Let me see. Dun, dun. 2Man55. What is up, fam? Thank you for rocking out, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Rodney Barnes in the building. What's going on, man?
Rodney was good.
Of course, Lotus Esprit in the building. Thank you for rocking out.
Lotus.
All right. Let me. Oh, Luis Jimenez.
Luis.
What's up, man? You guys are talking a lot. How far, am I really far back? I can't be. No, not that bad. All right. I said Sappho already. That's cool, man. Appreciate you. The Duck of Death. What's up, man? Thank you for rocking out. Brian Giebolt. What's up, player? Tarnished Gamer. What's going on, homie? Thank you for rocking out with us. All right. Vincey in the building. What's up, man? All right. I think we're going to hop into the topic. Let me Belzaire in the building. What's up, man?
Belzaire, what's good?
Appreciate you, homie. Is that Jonas the Dad? I see Jonas the Dad. Man, I need some glasses. And I'm wearing them. But Masshole 1977. What's up?
Stronger.
Man? Thank you. I need a stronger one for sure. Mac22TH54. What's up, fam? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Zena in the building.
Zena, what's up?
Says, I saw olive sauce. Oh my God. The other day and thought of CMoney. Well, Zena,
that sounds banging.
That it didn't make you sick. Okay, because that sounds atrocious. Dark Angelic in the building. What's up, fam?
That sounds pretty good.
Thank you for
Dark
being
Angelic
here,
was good.
Absolutely. All right.
They make the
cheese nasty.
the olive spread. It's really good.
That's just also nasty. I see Queen Blueface in the building. What's up, homie?
Good?
Thank you for being here. James Kofi, what's going on, fam? Queen Witch, what's going on? Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Khalil Joseph, what's up, man? Thank you for rocking out. All right.
Let's get into it.
Let me get my chapter. By the way, I've been killing those chapters.
Oh, you've been doing so good.
All right. Want to hear no nonsense. Keeping up on the streets. Nobody can complain that I'm not doing my chapter work correctly.
Look at you. Hustling.
You know what I'm saying? Doing what I got to do. I got to take care. Holy shit. Our homie. Lotus.
Yo.
Just went ahead and gifted 20.
That's so generous.
for gamer.
That's so
memberships,
dope.
bringing the total to 25. God damn.
Lotus Spree, thank
so
you
much
so
for that.
much.
Wow.
Yo,
Y'all know what to do.
tell him, baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the emoji in the chat. Welcome
Woo.
our newest
Thank
members, man. We
you.
appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Yo.
Goddamn, Lotus, that is so
That's
fucking
wild.
generous of
Thank you so much.
Very, very kind
Thank
of you,
you.
homie. Thank you so much. Let's see. We got Zena,
Yo,
got Golden Sook, got Bell Ari, got Mershot, you got Del Clay, Platano J, Chris H. Sr., Let's Go Ozzy, Eli, Mr. Gonta, A-Bomb 414, Dysfunction, Gotham Guy, Lil Fella 101, AFCA NSF. Oh shit, hold on. OG Snippy Lock, King Web, D-Town Gaming, Vincent Dubose, and Inferno Dragon.
welcome you guys.
Damn, bro. That
Lotus
is very,
is
very
free.
kind. Welcome all of y'all. Thank you so much for rocking out with us. But again,
That's
Lotus,
so dope.
that was so dope. Thank you so very much. No, Gun Griffin still did not get one. Poor guy.
Good, Griffin. Check your settings,
awesome.
bro.
That was very awesome.
That's so dope. Thank you.
James Kofi said he sent me a message, but I don't know where because I don't see said message anywhere. But
Joseph?
no, what? No, Kofi. Where'd it go?
I can't scroll. I turned it off to see if it like
Khalil Joseph.
Yes.
Yeah, Khalil Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent a message, but I don't see it. So,
On Twitter,
I could only assume.
you might be on the wrong account.
Who knows? All right. So
On Point.
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Let
You
me
might
check
be
over
on
there.
On Point, not yours.
Keep forgetting. No, don't see nothing. Twitter, by the way, seems to be acting up
Are they?
like a little bitch.
Okay.
Taking long to load. I don't know what's going on, but it's being ass bitches for sure. Okay,
I don't go on
that's
Twitter
all right.
much.
On to our topic.
Let's go.
Topic number one. First of all, let me go ahead and get this right here. Do. Always Coca-Cola.
That's not the beat.
No,
I mean,
pretty sure it is.
I don't
Pretty sure it
think
is.
so. But don't ask me
All right,
for the beat.
here it goes. I gotta get my chapter right here. Bada boom, bada bam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Chapter 1.
Get it.
It's finally happened. The FTC has finally officially dropped the case against Microsoft for the ABK deal. It's done. They moved it on. They said it doesn't look like we're going to change anything because we some dumb bitches for wasting all this time. Yo, after years, they've been wasting all this time, all this money, stopping Xbox from pulling the trigger on so many deals we could have gotten. Because
Everything happens for a reason, though.
well, we're going to discuss it, but let's get the official word from Mr. Brad Smith himself.
Okay.
He says, today's decision is a victory for players across the country.
Yes.
For common sense in Washington, D.C. We are grateful to the FTC for today's announcement.
There's so many jabs, and then
Oh, yeah.
and then we're grateful.
And then this is the official word from the FTC. Order dismissing complaint.
Oh.
On May 7th, 2025, the Ninth Circuit affirmed the decision of the United States District Court for the Northern District of California, FTC versus Microsoft Corp. 681F, sub blah, 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 blah. Denying the
Damn.
commission's application for a preliminary injunction to block the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft Corp. The commission has determined that the public interest is best served by dismissing the administrative litigation in this case. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered that the complaint in this matter be, and it hereby is, dismissed.
Let's go. About
done,
time.
It's done. No more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
No more nonsense. Microsoft is officially free, bitches.
Yes.
They're free to do as they please.
They're peacocks now.
Oh, man. It is a glorious time. I think we are... I think we're on the cusp of finding out who their next target is going to be. I got to imagine that if not now, by the end of this year, we'll know what their target is. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it.
Oh boy.
Take two, baby.
I knew you were going to say that.
Take two.
I knew that's where you were heading.
Get that take two. And listen, this is all happening right now. They're being unshackled, right? Think about it, right? This is all happening right now. At the moment when they are literally just topping the sales charts, they're owning everything with their new strategy going forward. They're everywhere, and we got more things that I could click on that we're going to look through and just kind of show the crazy spree they're on. But before we move on to that portion of this, what do you guys feel? Finally, it's done. We talked about this so much over the course of the last 3 years or so that it's been happening from 2021, right? 2022, they announced it, right? Was it 2022 or 2023?
I thought it was 20. I thought it was it early 21, like December 21 or January 22? It was right like in that range.
Well, I think because I know 2020 they announced the Bethesda. 2021 they closed on Bethesda. So was it that same year that they popped the cherry, or did they go the next year? Well,
it was some time in
minimum
in
2 years. Minimum 2 years that this has gone on. But I mean, what is the initial feel right off the rip that this is all done?
Finally, unnecessary. But I wonder how much this had to do with the fact that they had to kind of show face, right? They had to kind of just show the intent behind it. We're not trying to keep Call of Duty for ourselves, right? We're not trying to do that. And then the good faith of like, look at what else we're gifting. Look at what else we're bringing to their platform. Look at how we're supporting them instead of letting them die, right? So I think they took a lot of steps to go ahead and get to this place. A lot of money was wasted going back and forth. But listen, I do think everything happens for a reason. Maybe this took place so that they can take this route, right? And they're making a lot more money than they were before. Maybe it wasn't going to be as bold as it is right now. So this kind of pushed them more in that direction. And I don't know. We'll see what they're going to go ahead and move forward and buy. Maybe the purchases that they had lined up weren't going to be exactly the way to go, or maybe this is the time to go ahead and make those moves. Jesse James says in January 2022.
Yeah. January 18th.
Yeah, I remember it being early year. I thought it was 2023 though, but
I just knew it was like December, January. It was like right in between 2021 and 2022. It was January 18th. I looked it up.
Yeah, Rainbow brings up another one. Goddamn, Warner Brother Discovery highly likely to sell off WB Games to raise money to pay down debt. I don't know. I say Microsoft go buy the whole building.
I mean, I feel like they're pent up. Like maybe they just need to go out there and make a splash, and maybe not just one or two things. Maybe it's time to, pimp out a little bit.
Get multiple.
Exactly.
You're saying not just a purchase, but a spree.
Yes. Go a little crazy, right? I mean, you've been held back for too long. I think maybe it's time to go ahead and get yours, right? I think WB would be great. I saw Steam in the chat. Absolutely. Even though, right now we've been talking about them going ahead and being able to have it on their next console. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that worked out for however many years that deal is set. Maybe it's not in their best interest to scoop up right now, or maybe it is. We'll see. Take-Two, that will be amazing. Don't know if it's up for grabs, but I feel like you put down a number that you can wiggle any bitch. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's real wild. You put down a number, you could wiggle any bitch.
Depends on the number.
Well, maybe this one, Dark Angelic, my brother. Thank you for being here with that $2 super chat. Says Microsoft should buy Sony, then shut down Fail Station.
Damn.
I mean, these are bars, according to Doodle. All you have to do is lay down on some money, and you can wiggle any bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
I feel it. It makes sense to me, for sure. Farrell, what about you, man? What do you think?
Finally,
it's done.
I am glad to see that it's over with. I am interested to see what Microsoft does now. I think they might still go gaming because I think they have so much momentum in the space of gaming right now. And if they really hit that 50 million mark, one more big acquisition could be that accelerant that gets them to 100 million in the next 2-3 years. So I can definitely see that happening, especially with the launch of a new console coming in 2027. One more publisher could put them over the top for sure. I can see that happening. Me personally, I think they go east. So I think it's going to be one of the big. I think one of the big dogs out east. I think they're going to test them all out in Game Pass a little bit, and because they've been testing out some Capcom games have gone day one in Game Pass. Some Sega games have gone day one in Game Pass, and I anticipate that the Square Enix bangers will finally make it into Game Pass. I think we'll hear that at the summer showcase. So I think they're going to kind of test them all out, see how it fits into their portfolio and what they want to do. And I think they go east for just a more diverse portfolio because they already got all the Western games.
I think honestly, I really feel like that list, that top 10 list.
Yeah, I forgot about Epic. I would love for them to go ahead and get in there too.
If they go east, even though all their games are already kind of in Game Pass, and you're talking about the top 10 list, it would have to be EA.
If they don't go east?
If they don't go east and they stay and they buy a Western publisher, I would think EA has tried to sell themselves multiple times. I think the latest one they tried to sell themselves to was like Comcast or something like that, like 3 or 4 years ago. So they've been interested in selling themselves, but with EA, they would lock themselves into having 7 or 8 of the top 10 best-selling games every year.
I mean, I think that's their goal.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you get the only thing
because FIFA, Madden, and then
you get the big dogs there for sure.
And then I think there's another game that EA has a top 10 every year, and I think, but they would have like 7.
I think the only difference would be is if you get Take-Two, you get more exciting
titles.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you own Grand Theft, which means you own Rockstar, and you can invest deeper in Rockstar. And remember they closed down like a whole bunch of the Rockstar studios in the past.
Yep.
They used to have a whole bunch working on different shit, but they consolidated to just work on Grand Theft or Red Dead, one game at a time bullshit, right?
So they've kind of cleaned the house themselves,
dude. You
right?
reinvest in Rockstar, open that bitch back up, start giving us fucking Midnight Club if they want to. You got Bully is another one that they have. They could just make new IP because they can. Bro, there's just so much. And then you have like Gearbox comes with it. So Borderlands 4 would go into Game Pass. You have the new Mafia game coming out that would go into Game Pass, right?
Oh yeah, there's definitely like, I mean, if you call out each developer, like if they got Capcom, all the RE games, like there's if you go around there's definitely
Well, no, but see, Capcom doesn't get you the top 10, so
it doesn't.
Take-Two gets you the top 10 and those interesting like fun games that will come out. But Take-Two gets you NBA 2K, that's always up there, and Grand Theft, which is the evergreen game.
Well, what Capcom and Sega do, they get you inroads into countries that you are normally weak in.
But they're not weak there anymore because they got PlayStation into those places.
Yeah,
that are getting to know.
You know what I'm saying?
The Xbox brand.
So they're starting. They used PlayStation over there and got into those markets in those areas that they didn't. Remember, we saw the top pre-order game was like Forza in all those countries. You remember we were looking at it was like every country. Sure. So like we have that inroad already. I think their plan for the East was put your games on PlayStation.
Okay. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were trying to figure out how to spread out to these other places that don't buy their games by
and have
appealing
a presence
to
there.
them.
Yeah.
But why? You don't need to. Now they'll pick up your games.
I also think that like Sega right now, like they found their momentum. They're kind of in a place where I wouldn't think that they would want to get scooped up. They kind of just want to keep the good relationship that they have with Xbox and kind of take it from there. They did have the deal for Metaphor with Xbox, the marketing rights.
Yep, they put a Metaphor in Game Pass right now.
So like that's kind of all just working hand in hand. I'm not sure that they themselves would want. Before they got to that place where it felt like, okay, look at them go. They were kind of like in this limbo, they had the Persona games and those were doing well on PlayStation, right? And they were kind of just spreading their wings, but that was like a skeptical situation. I feel like now they're not feeling that anymore. So I don't know that this is the right time for them to get locked down. Yeah. But then again, for the right price, I'm sure. But I feel like there's bigger fish.
If they want to grow, so this is the thing that Microsoft gives you, the ability to scale up. If you want to say, all right, we're Sega, we would like to get back to a world where we were like we were when we were a platform holder and we were making all these different games.
This would be the way.
Like this is the way that you can go ahead and be like, with Daddy Microsoft money, we can be whatever Sega we want to be, right?
Yeah. And then having Sonic, Crash, and Banjo under one roof allows you to do some things, maybe kind of get towards your own version of Smash Bros. At that point. So I mean,
and that may be something that, it's in the back of their minds, because Phil did say that they don't have, the characters or the IP to go ahead and be able to put something out like that. So maybe going ahead and recruiting some of these characters will make them feel like they can, right?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I know when we talk about acquisitions, I know there's people who think that some of these people are like, somebody like Take-Two is
unattainable,
not unattainable, or any of these people. Like, why would they want to buy, or why would they want to sell? The one thing you have to realize right now, that the industry is in a place it never was in before.
Yep.
Okay. And there's so much uncertainty with these games that are being released.
Agreed.
Like, if you think Borderlands 4 is guaranteed to be an absolute banger of a game as far as sales are concerned,
no,
you're wrong. It's not absolutely guaranteed. None of these games are absolutely guaranteed to be successful or as big as they want it to be. And honestly, in this new world where Xbox is not buying you to own you, like to like control you,
to strip you down of your power.
Yeah.
Like when you make a deal with PlayStation, they don't even own you, but they own you by that contract, and they go ahead and try to just get rid of you if you don't freaking go ahead and do as they say.
Being bought by Microsoft now is just freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Look, as much as Take-Two has GTA, that's a 1 every 10-year situation. Once they bought Activision, the actual biggest third-party publisher that there was before Xbox owned them.
That's the thing. No one thought they could buy Activision.
Exactly. Right. So after that moment, the conversation needs to change. Right. But the fact that they took Call of Duty and kept it everywhere, grew it. Right. We heard that it grew. It got bigger than it's ever been.
In spite of Game Pass.
For all that to take place, you have to be able to see them look over there and be like, okay, well, how does this hurt us? How does Take-Two lose? How does the guy in charge, sitting at the top, who, if a purchase were to happen, would make so much money, like he would probably make as much money in one shot than he's made like his entire time there. Okay.
Yeah.
For nothing really to change outside of your games guaranteed going into Game Pass, and you have essentially the Microsoft bank at your whim whenever you feel you need it, right?
I mean, creative freedom as well.
Absolutely.
Comes in.
Safety, security in this world, man. Because look, look, the crazy shit is, and I'm not suggesting that it won't, okay? But even Grand Theft Auto, you have to remember, Grand Theft sold what it sold, not on the back of Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's not get it twisted. It sold what it sold off the back of GTA Online. Okay? So GTA 6 coming out is going to be a meteor hitting the ground and creating a crater for sure, right? Like there's definitely going to be, massive sales. But they're not selling 100 million overnight, right? Like that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So for that game to do what Grand Theft Auto 5 did, they would essentially have to recapture the GTA Online audience and convince them to move to another game if that's what they're doing. And if they're not doing that, and if GTA Online is just staying GTA Online with like a graphics boost, the question is how are you going to make those people who really only engage with online now, right? How are you going to make those people feel like they need to either one, upgrade to a GTA 6 to be able to play that version? I mean, that's really the question, right? Like, yeah, it's either they require GTA 6 for the next version, or what? Keep them both going at the same time? Like have GTA Online 5 from GTA 5 still going, and then try to just have a GTA 6 online going and see if people go, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would they reinvest in a game if they already have something that works so well? So it's what the point of what I'm saying, it's still uncertainty.
Agreed. I mean, you brought up such a great point. Nowadays, with everything that's out, and I remember having the conversations as to, how much will they charge for Grand Theft Auto? Are they going to feel with what we're seeing that, they're going to go ahead and higher the prices? And we talked about, that potentially happening. And in the chat, a lot of people said, well, I will hold off if they went ahead and did this. Now with Nintendo upping their prices and, everybody else following suit with it, where does Grand Theft Auto sit, right? What are they going to do coming in? Because, everyone, it's already pretty shocked about the prices going up. If they don't meet that and they don't feel like, we shouldn't be charging the same as Mario Kart, right? We deserve more after working on this game for 10 years and the quality that we're putting out. What is that going to mean for them in sales, right? What are people going to do? How many people are going to hold off? So it's a different world. You don't know necessarily what's going to go ahead and take. A lot of games coming out on a constant basis. And I feel, in my opinion, that we're seeing a lot more failure because there is so much out there, and failures like we've never seen before. So I don't know that you can come out here and just necessarily think or feel entitled to what people are going to do when you show up. Again, that is not something that's guaranteed, even for the best of the best. I know that a lot of people have Game Pass, right? Some people are not going to be able to hold off, but maybe some people are going to say, you know what, my backlog, I'm just going to stick to this for now until, I have more wiggle room and I can go ahead and justify spending that money, or until I catch up, right? Which is going to be hard to do because, again, Xbox has got a heck of a momentum. They've been freaking dominating 2025. I can't even imagine the lineup for next year. So look at April alone, what they went ahead and did.
Yeah.
So if they come in with that power next year, just equally, right? I mean, there were a lot of people that didn't go out and buy anything else because they had enough to play. So I think that Game Pass kind of gives you a little more control, where you don't feel that urgency to go ahead and scoop things up. So I don't know that these games are going to just come out here. And if you're not a part of that people are just going to jump in and go ahead and buy right away. So a lot goes into it. And again, the amount of games that we're being exposed to, it changes things. For them, it's necessary. After 10 years of working on a game, you want to get that initial impact. You want to go ahead and get that money back in. But I don't know that it's not going to be more gradual than normal for them.
Oh, if they purchase, I'm gonna stick on CMoney. If you purchase Take-Two, I think I'd also like them to purchase Remedy and Crystal Dynamics and kind of roll them all into that publishing house. Because Remedy's the one doing Max Payne, right?
Yep.
So they're the one doing the Max Payne. And plus they also have the Alan Wake, which was originally with Xbox. Plus you get Quantum Break back in the fold. Maybe you get a Quantum Break 2. And Crystal Dynamics is working with the Initiative, so it can kind of become a sister studio. So if they do go that route, but that would be crazy. I mean, this industry is really crazy right now, though. Like you said, Borderlands is not guaranteed to be a success, and it's kind of crazy. Like when the biggest games in the industry aren't, guaranteed to do numbers. Like you don't hear that with like movies or anything, any other entertainment industry. Like when a big thing comes out, you kind of know it's going to do pretty well, unless it's like horrible quality. But you can release a really good game nowadays, and people just don't pick it up for whatever reason. It's a very competitive space right now, and it's a very expensive space right now. Like for the common consumer, not everyone has, an extra $300 a month to buy, the 5 big games that are coming out that month, because that's what it feels like now. It feels like you got 3 to 5 big games coming out every month, and you got to, if you have the disposable income to where you can even pick up one a month, it's still a tough choice. So I mean, that's where the Game Pass effect kicks in, because to go from getting Expedition, if you're a RPG person, to go from Expedition 33 and then 2 weeks later you get Metaphor, I mean, and then to go from getting Oblivion, I mean, now you're getting Doom and Warhammer. Like, it's just, Xbox. I think in a lot of ways Xbox is kind of gonna be what ends up saving the industry.
Thanks.
Because I've always said the biggest thing that hurts console gaming, the type of gaming that we care about, not the mobile gaming or anything like that, is the barrier of entry. It's just too expensive for the regular everyday person who does not know if they want to be a gamer to spend $500, $600, $700, $800 to get started and try something out to see if they like it. It's too expensive to ask someone who's never been in gaming, that's never been over someone's house who's had a console, to spend that type of money to try something out. It's a lot to ask. And Xbox is really starting to drive that cost down to where you're going to be able to get more people like, I can try this out for $60. I can get a controller and a Game Pass subscription for a month, and I can play it on my TV and see if I like it. See what this gaming thing is really about. So they're really driving that cost down. I think over the next few years we're going to see that 250 million gamer, kind of what the cap is, 250 to 300 million. I think we'll see that start to expand as Xbox continue to drive that barrier of entry down.
Thanks.
I also, what I also think as well, talking about back in the day, some people had the console and everybody went to that person's house to go and play and take turns. And I feel like the way that things are shifting, I feel like we're getting to a place where, a lot of people are just going to go back to just choosing a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that with the way that the prices are going with the actual console, with the actual consoles, including like Nintendo, look at how they showed up. And I'm CMoney, we were talking, and they're already working on the OLED. And with the Switch, the OLED, it went from it was $100 difference. So if the Switch that's $450, the Switch 2 comes up to $550 for the OLED, like that is hefty for Nintendo. And so I also think that the industry, and Phil said, we're going to let the boxes speak for themselves. I think that that's what we're kind of heading to, where we're going to have to see all the boxes. God bless you. Do you sneeze?
No.
Okay. Cough. There you go. So I feel like we're gonna see a lot of people being selective as to where they're going to. Where is it that it's smart to go ahead and spend your money when it comes to the new consoles? PlayStation with the Pisser came in at $700, and they're upping their prices to the point that some people may feel that if they're going to buy one, they need to buy it now before the prices go up, right? So again, with Nintendo coming in the way they did, we don't know where Xbox is going to go ahead and come in. We know it's the biggest technological leap, so I can only imagine where that's heading. I feel like we're going to be in a place where a lot of people that maybe bought multiple consoles are just going to select which one they want to go with, instead of just being able to buy them all.
Yeah, because I mean, we're looking at the next generation. A console might be $1,000. Like that's, that's very realistic with the Xbox 2 TB edition going up to $700. We anticipate the PlayStation 5 Pro might hit $800 because they're considering raising their prices. It already is $800 if you buy the disc drive. So, so if you buy the disc drive, if they have a price hike, it's going to be $900 for a PlayStation 5 Pro with a disc drive. So we're approaching $1,000 consoles, and at that point, the regular average consumer, I mean, like what? I think like less than 10% of Americans make $100,000 a year. So, I mean, not everybody has just thousands of dollars to throw out on a box and no game yet. Like you're just talking about getting a box. Like,
and we're talking about people who are potentially thinking of buying the single boxes, right? Like for us, we have 6 kids, and then with us, there are 8 here, right? So we are buying multiple consoles, right? So when you think of that, the ones that are the platform that is future proving themselves, where you can buy one box and then go ahead and maybe have Fire Sticks or the app on the TV and go ahead and just download Game Pass, right? I think that's a way to step into the future and say, I'm going to get the main box, and then there's access to Game Pass through other ways, and I can go ahead and have one everywhere without going ahead and buying a shit ton of boxes.
Yeah.
So
gaming is just getting outrageously expensive for the common consumer, like the median income consumer. It's getting outrageous, and Xbox is kind of remedying that. So part of that makes me even more excited for them to make these purchases, because it really does make gaming more accessible for a lot of people, because I mean, Blockbuster ain't a thing no more, and Game Pass is the closest thing you're going to get to it at the moment. So I'm excited to see where they go, and I hope they do make a major studio purchase, or just go out and buy Steam and get it over with.
Yeah.
These are all things. These are all things for sure. I mean, this is the beauty, right? After this moment right now, FTC dropped the case. Xbox is literally free to do whatever it wants. I mean, to be fair, it could have done it before, but Microsoft, they're so, rule following, right? Like they don't want to poke the bear. They think bigger picture is not just Xbox that they run, right? They want to make sure that they're not going to have any problems with the government for Windows and AI and everything else. So they tend to follow the rules. So
I also think when you get knocked down a lot, you kind of learn from that. You are not going to go ahead and take chances on things that actually matter. I think this was a big deal, and they needed to treat it as such.
So now it's all a possibility. Right?
Yeah,
anything can happen. Again, any company, any publisher, whatever they want, they can have. Understand, once that domino fell, they're all falling. Doesn't matter. Whichever one they want after this is going to be an easy peasy situation. It's just who they want, right? Now, before we kind of go forward, I saw this, and I saw a little discussion in the chat.
Okay.
And then this came up. This is a great question. So King Corey, what's up, man? Thank you for being here, dude.
Thank you.
Says, why should Xbox help out the competition? Are PlayStation games on Xbox? Okay. So obviously, right now, outside of something like Destiny or MLB The Show, PlayStation games have not been coming to Xbox. That being said, I think in the beginning, this was a question that a lot of people were asking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after a while, especially now, I think we can look and see that there's not really any competition being helped out, right? Like, how would one quantify Xbox helping out the competition? Like, this is not goodwill, right? Xbox is making money anytime somebody purchases a game. Consoles are the loss leader, right? They lose most money for them. So selling consoles is not the answer for them. When they have people who have already done it, they can piggyback off of their consoles and sell what matters, which is the games, right? Like over on PlayStation, their PlayStation first party is not supplying them with games. That doesn't mean there are no games there, right? Third party is everywhere, right? So they have all the regular third party games that are there. So that was never going to be a problem for PlayStation. They had games on the console. It's just their first party games are the problem, right? That's where you look at a PlayStation like a Pony, who supposedly the reason they love PlayStation is because they love the first party, and they're not getting any first party in any consistent measure once a year is crazy. I mean, Xbox putting their games there and taking that spot as a first party platform holder of their competition and having them jump through hoops to purchase these games that Xbox is putting out. I mean, I don't see where the loss is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're talking like fanboy loss, like if you're saying you're helping out the ponies in the console war rhetoric, right? Is that what that question is asking?
Yeah, because if you're asking for like Xbox themselves, I think Xbox stopped looking at PlayStation as competition the moment that, a long time ago, the moment they realized that we're not the same, right? It's not the same field. We're not in the mud anymore. We've elevated ourselves, and this is not our target here. I don't think that they're helping anybody. They're helping themselves, and they're growing and expanding at any cost. So going ahead and putting those games on PlayStation, I mean, 70%, it's coming back to them. I think that when you are able to go ahead and put a 4 or 5 year old game on the PlayStation platform, and you have a premium edition of this old game and you're charging them $100 for it, I don't think that's helping. I think you're milking people that are in a bad situation already. What you're doing is using the boxes that are in countries where you may not be to market your games and market your platform. I don't necessarily think this is helping the competition, because that 30%, as much as is helping PlayStation maybe get out of that debt that they're in, the damage that putting 10 plus games from Xbox on their platform, the damage that is causing to their brand and their software recognition as a first party freaking publisher, that's way bigger than any money that they can make right now. So yes, they're upside down. They've been taking a bunch of L's. The Ghost of Yote, I'm not sure how that is going to be seen on the amount of games that these developers are being supplied by Xbox and the way that they're showing up to support these games. I don't see it in the way that you're trying to present it. I think that Xbox is looking at an opportunity, a platform where the gamers that are there are not being fed, a platform that cannot sustain to continue to give quality games to a bunch of players that are used to quality games. So if they no longer can feed them, if we have them, why keep them sitting here? I think that a lot of people have already made their decision on what they are going to buy when it comes to the boxes. And if we listen and paid attention, they're not making much of the boxes. If anything, Xbox is losing money on the boxes. So why go ahead and force the hand on people that are already used and comfortable to a different platform and see if they show up to yours because you're the ones with the games, when you can go ahead and upcharge them somewhere else? And it's not necessarily costing you or stressing you in any way to try to shift them over and bring them over. I think PlayStation is just another Xbox store. Just like you can go ahead and have your games, and they said, Fire Stick, this is an Xbox, the Xbox, the phone, your laptop, your computer. The PlayStation now is also an Xbox because they are selling left and right over there, their software. So that's my opinion. I don't see it as I said it from the beginning. I don't think, and this is the narrative that was out there and that a lot of people wanted to go with. I don't think, in my opinion, right? I don't think that Xbox put their games on PlayStation as a moment of weakness. I think that they did it empowered. I think they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what the turnout that they wanted and how this was going to go ahead and benefit them. I don't think that it was a weak decision in any way or something that they needed to do to save themselves. You don't leave money on the table.
So, and what do you feel about this question?
I don't think that they're helping PlayStation. I mean, they are supplying them with games. There is a gap right now for them, but really that helps Xbox more than it helps PlayStation. And if you look at not just the now, but the long term, PlayStation does not have any windows where they can drop a game and their game can breathe. Usually, like before, they would drop like a Last of Us 2 dropped in like I think April or July, and it was like the biggest game dropping that month on their box. That's not going to happen anymore where they're the biggest game that's dropping on their box that month. They don't have that type of IP. I mean, I think God of War is probably the only IP that they have that no matter what month they drop it, it might be the biggest IP that drops that month outside of like a Call of Duty or, if Xbox decides to drop like Halo over there or something. That's about it. So PlayStation is in this weird position where their competition is just drowning out their first party. And in the long term, it hurts the brand. And where it's also going to hurt PlayStation is that these gamers, and we're starting to see it, these gamers are seeing all of these games on their box, but seeing that they're a lot cheaper somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Forza is the Ultimate Edition of Forza is $130 something on the PlayStation 5. You can play it for $20 a month or as low as just pay $50 up front for it on maybe cheaper than that on the Xbox, where you're paying at minimum $70 on the PlayStation. Those type of price discrepancies are something that consumers are going to notice, especially over time. Like consumers are noticing that Xbox players are playing Doom day one in a service that they pay, a week's worth of coffee for. Yeah. And they have to fork out, $70 to play it. So they're like consumers are recognizing these things and they're locked into the box that they currently have. But especially if Xbox purchases another big publisher, then if I'm going to subscribe to Game Pass anyway, I'm not worried about losing my library. My library is all in Game Pass. If they purchase basically another, huge publisher, because they already got EA, they got EA Access. That's one of the big publishers. They got Activision. That's one of the other largest publishers in the industry. If they purchase a third, publisher, that's one of the top 5-6 publishers in the industry, most of your library is coming with you. It's just a couple PlayStation games that you probably don't even care to pick up and replay anymore because they don't really have that much replay value. Because once you're done a story, you're done a story. Unless you're just, it's one of your favorite stories of all time. So I don't think that they're helping PlayStation. I think in the long term, they're actually doing damage to the PlayStation brand to where the PlayStation may only end up being a storefront and a box that people purchase. But even then, I think the box sales will start to go down if this trend continues because Sony just does not have the money to invest in the type of ecosystem that Xbox is building. And if they don't have the same type of ecosystem in the next 10 years, it's going to be hard to compete. It's really going to be hard to compete with the ecosystem that Xbox is building.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%. And like, this is the thing, you know, I know this question again it's a question that was asked a lot, but one of the things that I think a lot of people don't recognize is the fact that they believe that you said it before, right, babe? You said you don't think they did this out of weakness.
No.
Right. And it's just factually 100% not out of weakness at all. It wasn't them saying they
Or
lost.
desperation.
It
Yep.
wasn't them saying they're desperate. It wasn't them saying they need it. If you look at Microsoft and what they've done, they are not a company who makes a certain amount of money and says, okay, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? We're done. We did it. I can tell you right now, even if the roles were reversed and Xbox was the one that had 70 something million and PlayStation was the one with 35, 40 million consoles, okay? Microsoft would still be looking over the fence saying, how can I get those 40 million people to play our games? That is just the fact of the matter, because the easiest way to show it, and we've used the example so many times, but I think in this context, it makes it very clear, is Microsoft and Apple. When Microsoft was looking to get people to move away from Apple to come to Windows, it wasn't because Apple was the bigger company and they wanted to get the users from Apple to come to Windows. Windows was it's always been, since it started, the dominant force. It was always the biggest platform. So when Microsoft was looking and saying, we have all these Office users, this is great, we're making so much money, they were the dominant force. They were the big fish.
Yep.
Apple was, compared to them, the relatively small fish. Now, they had users over there that weren't on Windows. They looked over there and they said, no matter what we're doing, no matter how attractive we make Office, no matter how universally used Office is in every corporation, those motherfuckers that buy Apple won't come over. They will not come, even though we're the dominant force. They will not come over. Did Microsoft say,
let them stay?
Fuck them. No.
Yeah.
What did they do? They made their software compatible with Apple. They made all of those Apple users take a second look and say, oh shit, I can now use the programs that my work uses because I refuse to accept Windows, but now the Windows program is available to me? Bro, come on.
And did Microsoft need to do this? They didn't. They had
They were
enough.
the big dogs.
But guess what?
They just wanted
in business,
more.
You want more.
Success
You want more.
desires more success.
Yep.
I know people who have not been successful don't understand that idea. But once you're successful, there's never enough.
No.
Right? That's why people talk about greed and all this stuff. It's like, fam, businesses are greed by nature. That's what this is all about. It's not a charity. It's not a charity. So they are always looking for more. So when they were the big fish and Apple had a way smaller user base than Windows, they still went. They still
wanted a piece of that pie, obviously.
So
yes.
even if Xbox was the one with 70 mil, they would still look at the 30 or 40 mil over there saying, God damn, that's 30 or 40 million potential customers that we can have. How can we get them to use our products? And as we know, those those people who buy PlayStation, and I'm not like as their only platform, okay? They're like a school of fish. You know what I'm saying? Like one person's just following the other, right?
Yeah.
They don't fucking know. They're just following the way that the world is leading them. And we already know PlayStation won the zeitgeist, right? They won the idea. Every time there's a movie or a show and they talk about video games, more often than not, unless Microsoft actively like puts $1 in their hand, say, yo, say it's an Xbox, they're going to use PlayStation, right? It's just what they do. Microsoft, looking at the situation, 30, 40 million boxes that they have sold is phenomenal. They still have, like, don't get it twisted. They're still banking off of the Xbox One generation that they sold, 80 million, whatever the hell number it came up to be, right? Maybe 60, I think they ended up with some shit like that. Either way, they have another 40 or so over there, right? They're still fine, right? They have PC, they have mobile that they're working on. They're fine. This is not it was never a desperation play. It was always okay, no matter what we do, those PlayStation buyers
are still there.
Refuse to come and buy our console to play our games, or refuse to go to PC to go play our games, or refuse to go stream our games on the cloud. How do we get their money? And as much as it was it was something that they did that they weren't 100% sure wouldn't have backlash, and that's why they rolled it out the way they did. That's why they did the 4 games and see how that goes. And what did they see? You think they give a fuck about the people on Twitter talking shit? No. They looked at their monthly active users. Did that drop? Did that drop or did it go up?
It went up.
And they saw that their numbers went up. So if their number goes up, that means if they do more, they would get more. And that is what they did. That's why they went from 4 to no red lines.
Yeah.
Because every game deserves to benefit. This is like as much, again, love Halo with all my heart. Look at him. He's right there. I got Master Chief shit all over this fucking room. As much as I love Halo, and it was such a big part of my Xbox identity in my mind, like Xbox, Halo go together, sure. What type of fucked up world would it be where Halo is doomed to stay smaller than all these other fucking IP that are now going out there and expanding because, oh no, you can't touch Halo. Again, I think I never lost sight of, right? But I think what a lot of people lost sight of, and I don't think we lost sight of, is that at the end of the day, this is all about the games, right? It's the games come first. It's not the console. As much as I love Xbox or somebody might love PlayStation, at the end of the day, these are just vehicles to get us what we actually love, which are the games, right? And the industry, the way it is today, it's so volatile, right? Like there's studios who are bigger studios releasing games that you think would do great that are not doing great.
Yeah.
You have smaller studios coming out trying to make a big stamp in the world, and they're spending all this money on graphics and making a fun game and a good game, and it doesn't hit, and they don't sell too much, and then they're closing up shop or firing people. The industry is crazy right now.
Yeah.
And a company like Microsoft, who, in order to continue to invest the way they do, because they do, right? This is not This is not PlayStation, where we don't see investment in gaming, right? We see investment in everything else they do, but very little in gaming. The newest investment they made was Team LFG.
Yeah.
And we all know that was just part of the Bungie acquisition, that they just put a stupid ass name around and said, here's a new studio.
And who knows?
Shoot, come on, man.
How much stolen art that's going to come with.
Oh my God.
At this point, I'm starting to think Sony is just canceling games on purpose so they can write it off on their taxes.
Oh my
Agreed.
gosh.
Agreed.
It's getting that close, because 12
Yeah.
canceled, like we're like 12 canceled games. Like that's
Dude, it's ridiculous.
unheard of.
It's ridiculous.
Things that have never even been spoken about or announced, like, and we've wondered, like, where's all this money going to? Like, your games are not reflecting the money that you're spending. Like, who knows? Listen, we know about them in their ways. Where does it stop? Where does it end? So I don't put anything past that situation. That's a great point.
Well, the thing is that with PlayStation, we don't see that money. Like you said, we don't know where that goes. On Xbox, we do.
Yeah.
We see with new game announcements nonstop. Like, I feel like we've had, like, if you just take all the announcements we've gotten and put them together, you have the best showcase that ever would have happened.
Yeah.
Has happened just through content drops. Just through one-off messages. If you just take all those things and put them in a show,
You have a full-blown show. Yeah.
a better show than any PlayStation show has ever been.
Oh, absolutely.
the last 60 days of announcements would be a 10 out of 10 showcase.
100%. 100%. And they're all ready now or soon. These were not all
like
next year announcements or any shit like that.
Oblivion remastered, Gears remastered, the retro game collection, Metaphor coming to Game Pass. I mean, there's the Warhammer. There's been, I can't even keep up with all the announcements, but yeah, it
so
would,
much, man. So much. It's crazy.
It'd be a 10 out of 10 show. People will go crazy.
Yeah.
100%. So we see that happening. And at the end of the day, again, if we keep our eyes set on what we are supposed to all be here for, which are for the games that we get to, play to entertain us and take our mind away from real life stress or whatever it is and just have fun. You can't look at what Xbox is doing
And be mad about
and
it.
be mad and blame them
Yeah.
for fortifying Xbox, for fortifying Game Pass, and going ahead and allowing them to do what they do, which is grow.
Yeah,
Right?
like at
Grow
this
and get
point, like
bigger
you
and better.
see the amount of games without them even necessarily having put any games over there. And then after that, the amount of games that we've been getting, you think of that extra money that's going to come in with everything that they've done before that money was there. And it's hard to kind of limit your mind, and you still can't even imagine, because I don't think that some of the things, some of the games that have been dropped, we even thought that they were going to come out this year or that they were working on, right? So I just think in order to continue to have things like that, you need to go ahead and let them do their thing, right? You can't say we want great games and we want you to continue to feed us the way that you have, but we're going to limit how much money you bring back in to continue to fund those games and continue to make acquisitions and continue to move forward, right? That's just stupid. But at the end of the day, right, going ahead and having a subscription service the way that we've had and having them going day and day into putting the games into that subscription service, they're not taking anything away from us, right, when they're doing this. And when they go ahead and put these games out there and they let them be bigger than what they have been, this is going to benefit not just us, the developers, right? The IP. I think people are so caught up in what they want in this whole box back and forth bullshit that they forget that there are people that are making these games and they deserve to have the same opportunities as other developers that get to have their games on every platform. And you brought up Halo and the memories you have. Why wouldn't you want someone else to experience that shit? Why wouldn't you want a kid who has a PlayStation because, just because they've been grandfathered into it, right? Rather than have an opinion of their own or a choice of their own, to be kept from experiencing a game like Gears or Halo, right? It just sounds so juvenile and stupid when you really think about it. But yeah, why not let these games go out there and have more people than they ever have playing them? And to the other side of his question, are PlayStation games on Xbox? I don't. PlayStation currently, it's barely making games, and the games that they have had that personally we've wanted to play, we already been there, done that, right?
They're all on PC now too.
Exactly. So I feel like if there was anything there that anybody wanted to go ahead and try and play, I think they would have found a way. And I'm not necessarily sure that they're going to make the same wave that Xbox is making. But let's say they do, and PlayStation wants to die on that hill, holding on to their IP until they just, poof, disappear. That's on them, right? You want to die by your own sword? Go ahead. That's on you. No one is making you, or no one is asking you to go ahead and this has to be a trade. And this is why, again, Xbox is making this decision because of what they want to do and what they see ahead, right? Not on PlayStation, you have to give me this in order for me to give you that.
Yep.
So that's not where they're at.
Absolutely.
And again, I don't understand how some people are still caught up in this.
It's still that console war rhetoric, right? Again, like, I can appreciate that that's the way things were, right? We were on that boat. The boat has docked. We've moved on. All right. We're not stressed about that no more. That don't make no sense to us.
I mean, new information, new decisions, right?
Exactly. It means way more to us to get the games that we're getting into Game Pass. Space Shot did a message earlier about how many games there are and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That only really matters. That's only like a real sentiment if you are balling out of control and you just buy any game and all games that come out, no matter whether you're interested in it or not. Like, if you just game release, I'm buying it. If that's you, cool. But if you're like everybody else who's like, I don't know if I want to play that or if I'm interested in playing that, you know what happens? You don't buy it. Right?
Yeah.
And then you don't even have the opportunity to play it. So you don't feel so overwhelmed because you're like, I'm all right.
I'm not into those type of games. I like these type of games. And you know what's funny? Like, I feel so bad because like that idea, I don't know that everyone is as boxed in as they feel or as they think they are. I think having something like Game Pass where you try out games that you won't necessarily gravitate towards and you find out, oh shoot, look at this. Look at how I'm connecting to this game. Look, I enjoy these type of games. Like, it just allows you to grow and stop defining yourself and boxing yourself in. So I think that that's something that you kind of cheat yourself out of when you don't gift yourself the Game Pass experience.
Facts.
As a gamer.
Agreed. Any last words on this, Farrell?
No, I think we hit it on the head. It's not a competition. I don't think it's a competition thing anymore. It's just who's the best at growing their platform. I mean, if we look at the past 5 years, I don't think since PlayStation 4, PlayStation has gone over 130 monthly active users. Like, they've been in that 120 range for a while. Xbox has stated that their goal is 500, not 500. Their goal is $1 billion, and they've grown to 500 million. Like they're on their way to achieve their goal. PlayStation is still trying to figure out how to get above 130. So it's just it's about growing your platform. It's not about necessarily competing against each other anymore the way that we would like them or we're used to them competing.
We're used to them competing.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're definitely competing because they're competing for your time and your money.
Yeah.
And the thing that Xbox is doing is oversaturating the PlayStation market with Xbox content that forces those people to go ahead and decide where they're going to spend their money. You got to remember, nothing has changed. Nobody, because Xbox has all these new games that they're putting on PlayStation, didn't increase the average sales of an average person. They normally buy 1 or 2 games.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So now having even more choice over there is going to take those 1 or 2 games and put into question whether PlayStation even has a shot to get their product sold before they release.
Yeah. And like, you think this wasn't a part of their plan? You think they didn't think about everything? And you know what's funny? Like now PlayStation is starting to realize that monthly active users is the way to go, right? That is where it's at, right? Maybe having all these boxes out there doesn't necessarily mean as much as they thought. And we were so, we were like, okay, maybe now these pony bots that rely so much on the acceptance of PlayStation and their developers would calm down, right? Because the idea that nothing is accepted unless PlayStation gives it the stamp of approval and says that, there is something to it, right? Maybe having all these boxes is not necessarily the W. So it's like, we need to stop. We need to start using common sense and stop thinking that a bunch of gallopers dictate how we should feel about our platform or our Game Pass or our games, right? Them buying the games and saying, "Oh, these games are great," it doesn't mean a fucking damn thing. We already knew this. So seeing them on board doesn't mean a damn thing. It just, you're welcome. Now you get to experience it. It's just wild.
Agreed. 100%. All right. Let me take my next chapter. But before I do that, shout out to the homie Cage. Vampiro Borracho. For resubbing
as a bottle of Jack.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
It. Y'all know what to do.
Baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Woo. Welcome back, our boy Cage.
Welcome, Cage. Thank you. Yes, you got to say it's got to have some mystery in there, right? When you say
to be mystery.
Yeah,
has to be. And then we do have our boy DUK now, the broke boy. Is out $2 super chat. Says, did you order your Witcher 3 controller, CMoney? I have not. I wanted. The Elite was the one that was attractive to me, not because they look different, but I prefer the Elite controller. I don't know if I want to buy the regular one. It looks dope, but I'm not sure.
But the Elite is sold out right now.
The Elite is sold out. So if we want the look, it's worth having. I don't know. We got to think about it. But it looks real good for sure.
Did you get them both? Which one did you get? Let us know.
That must mean that they also have Witcher 4. They probably have Witcher 4 marketing. Now think about it.
Right?
Possible.
I mean, they did show Witcher 4 did show on the Xbox stage first, right? Or did they show at Summer Games Fest?
It wasn't it on the Xbox Steam?
That's a good question.
That is.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's a good question. Well, either way, let me check my chapter.
El Vampiro Borracho wants you to check your DMs.
My DMs.
CMoney.
Oh, the Elite and the Standard are sold out on the Xbox website.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess my
dreams have been shot.
Dreams have been shattered.
I can go to eBay. Pay $300 for it.
eBay.
F eBay. Nah, I'm good. Oh, look at how it looks over there. Do you see that? I just turned it on. You see it on the bottom right corner of the screen?
Bottom right. Oh, shoot, yes.
That's pretty dope.
I'm digging it.
I am digging it. It looks good.
Yes. Oh, that's kind of sick.
I like that.
Okay, we're toying with the idea of
Because they just did an update to StreamYard and they allow the comments now on the screen. It looks pretty dope. I'll see. I could just turn it off with a flick of a button, so it's not. If we don't like it, we can get rid of it. But I'll let it rock. That seems pretty cool.
all right.
All right. Let me take my next chapter. Okay, so this is like an extension of what we were talking about with where they are now that they're free. So getting that FTC to drop the case right now while they're killing it is great, right? Like it's huge, and Xbox is killing it right now. Let me go ahead and bring this up. If you can see right here, Windows Central's put up an article. We have a lot of different sources on this one, but they put a nice little write-up together by Samuel Tolbert. Says Xbox dominates April 2025 sales charts in the US as Oblivion Remastered sells far faster than the original game. The monthly sales report for Circana shows a number of Xbox published games at the top of the charts in the US, with Oblivion Remastered in the lead. The latest gaming sales report for the US paints an interesting picture as Xbox software led the charge, with the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered taking the lead as the best-selling game of April 2025. That feels good. I'm saying that feels real good to hear. Says that's according to Circana executive director and analyst Matt Piscatella, who shared a thread on Wednesday via Blue Sky, revealing details on the best-selling games of the month in the U.S. Not only was Oblivion Remastered the best-selling game of the month, it also instantly became the third best-selling title of the year.
Oh,
so far.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Instantly.
Come on, man. That doesn't tell you the plan is working. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. Piscatella notes that the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster sold more copies in April than the original version of Oblivion sold in its first 15 months.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Holy shit. Wow. That's wild. That's huge.
What else can we remaster?
Right? Bethesda Game Studios previously shared that Oblivion Remastered reached 4 million players shortly after launch. The Xbox game sales success continued, with Forza Horizon 5 and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle taking the second and sixth place slots, with both primarily driven by the PlayStation 5 ports of the game that launched in April. Piscatella adds that that 5 of the top 7 best-selling games on PlayStation for April were Microsoft-owned titles. Goddamn. I mean, did you just hear that, right? Forza Horizon 5, second place. Indiana Jones, 6th place. Come on, man. That's wild. It shows you that this shit is working in a major way. Those are real dollars for Xbox. Assassin's Creed Shadows, the best-selling game of March, fell to 5th place. For hardware, PlayStation was down 5% year over year, but still took first place in unit and dollar sales. Xbox hardware was second place in both respects, with sales up 8% year over year. So, I mean, even that shows you that it's working a bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's working a bit.
Yeah.
It said overall gaming spending for the month was down 3%. Piscatella shared the growth in non-mobile subscription spending, meaning services like Game Pass, was up 18% year over year. And then they also have the list of best-selling games of April 2025 and the year. So, okay, so bear in mind that Circana tracks game sales through dollar amounts, not copies sold. Some publishers like Nintendo also do not share digital data, while developers like Larian don't share any data at all. Interesting. So some games are not on here because they don't share. Nintendo's not on here because their digital games are not on here, and I guess the world has moved to digital for them too.
Yeah.
So best-selling games, top 20 are for April 25. You got Elder Scrolls and Forza Horizon. Boom. Done. Top 2. MLB The Show on Xbox. Minecraft. Xbox property. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Call of Duty. Black Ops 6. So just right there, top 7, 5 of those games are owned by Xbox.
That's wild.
What I tell you,
Yep.
This is what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They want this same article to be written always. They want the top games to be from Xbox.
games. Yep.
And then, I mean, if we're looking at who to buy, next is WWE, WK 2K25, and NBA 2K25, and PGA Tour 2K25. All 3. Take-Two. Buy Take-Two, man.
I don't think PGA and WWE are top 10 for the year every year, though. I think that's just for the month. Did those games just release?
I have no idea.
Think
NBA definitely is, but
yeah, NBA is. NBA is.
WWE is pretty high up there. WWE is pretty high up there.
Yeah, WWE, but PGA, that's not going to be top 10 by the end of the year.
No, but you still get it. And this month, the conversation would have been, just to give you an idea, if they own Take-Two, it would have been 8 out of the top 10.
Yeah.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd have been crazy.
Yep. So
5 is so
Grand
crazy,
Theft Auto,
but-
5 still, number 15.
Yo.
Red Dead Redemption 2, number 16. Elder Scrolls Online, number 17. I mean, these are big things.
Yeah.
Now, for the year, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is number 3.
Mm.
Last year's Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is number 5. And then, WWE 2K25 is number 7, fam.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's beating NBA 2K25 and PGA Tour. PGA Tour is right after NBA, bro. I think that might be up there.
Well, that's 25 is the last year game. So,
but it's still selling. That means it's still selling this.
Yeah,
now,
it's like
though, right?
It's in the same boat as Black Ops 6 is.
Exactly.
So
their last year's game still dominating this year, right?
Yeah,
which is normal. Again what they want. You got Minecraft on there, number 12. Minecraft, a game from a billion years ago.
That's crazy.
Still number 12 for the year. But this is the real kicker. Forza Horizon 5.
5 years ago. Yep. Like 4 or 5 years ago.
5 years ago. 13. Now number 13 for the year. 13 for the year. And if you think about this list of games, right? Monster Hunter Wilds is a excuse me, new game. Assassin's Creed Shadow, new game. Kingdom Come Deliverance, new game. Sid Meier's Civilization, did that come out this year?
I don't think that's new. Civ 7?
That's also, isn't that also Take-Two?
Civilization might be Take-Two, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Take-Two as well. Okay, so and then Split Fiction. So the whole year, okay, whole year, games coming out all year long. Okay, we're five months into it. Okay, all year, all the games we keep talking about, all these games that release: Monster Hunter, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and Split Fiction. 4 games that are brand new games that beat Forza Horizon 5. Everything else are sports, games that come out every year, or, obviously old games, Elder Scrolls 4 is a remaster, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, all that stuff. Just out of new games, Forza Horizon 5 is still on this chart, and only 4 new games that released are above it. That's real crazy. Tell me how Grand Theft Auto 5 is still on this list. Red Dead Redemption 2 still on this list. Now look at where EA sits on this list.
Yeah.
Way lower than Take-Two. I'm telling you, Take-Two's the get, man.
New college football drops next month, so that's going to kind of hurt it.
Which one?
The new college football drops like
the new
first college football.
So the new college football.
Yeah, gotcha. That's like Madden's pretty much done selling at this point because new college football drops like first week of July.
That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, right? Xbox going ahead, dominating the way they are. This is a beautiful thing, man. It just shows that the plan works. It shows that the plan's in motion. It shows that what we talk about here all the time is the way that they're going, man. This is the direction they're heading. They want to own these charts because these charts, remember what they said, the chart is by dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Dollars. This is the most money, okay, that's being made. Xbox is now making this money. Again, I know we probably went through it fast, okay? But to be clear, outside of MLB The Show, well, for the month, Last of Us Part 2 was on number 13.
Yep.
Okay. For the month.
For the year?
But for the year,
spooky.
The only thing, excuse me, the only thing outside of MLB The Show that's PlayStation related is Marvel Spider-Man
number 18.
Number 2. And that's number 18. Where is PlayStation on that list where it matters? Again, MLB The Show. It's funny that these sports games, bro, the sports games are fucking killing it. And the fact that MLB The Show is what? What's MLB The Show? Multi-plat.
Yep.
Multi-plat.
It wasn't doing numbers like that before it went multi-plat. Like it was solid, but
not like this.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just the reality of what it is, man. It's the reality of what it is. This is what keeping that exclusive mentality gets you. Spider-Man at number 18. Okay. And again, that's Marvel. It's Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Just saying, this is what it's showing you, man. This is the real deal. This is the real facts, not the bullshit emotions that all these people do. It's the real facts out here. And that hurts these people, right? They don't like it. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the fact that the numbers don't lie. No matter how much you bitch or whine, the numbers told you that Xbox is right. No matter how you cut it, Xbox is making the right move. They're making more money, which is going to lead to more for us. And that's what this is about. It's about the games that we are getting. That being said, what do you guys feel when you look at this? You see the domination that they're doing. You see everything that they have going on with, capturing the month of April. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in May, right? Like every month, it's like, oh shit, what's the numbers going to be? I mean, what do you think of this? Where do you think this is the right call?
Well, obviously it is, right? The fact that they're going ahead and producing all these, this is a big deal for them. And this is also a reassurance that the path that they're taking, it's the right path to take. Obviously, these are the things that they look at and the things that actually matter. Like you said, all this talk on Twitter, meaningless, right? When you are going back and you're looking at PlayStation and the one game that they have that is exclusive is sitting at number 18 and you're all over this chart, right? I'm just saying the one game that they do have that is multi-plat, MLB The Show sits where? Number what?
3
for the month, right?
For the month, and number 4 for the year.
Yeah. So I think we can see the difference and we can understand, for those of you that are not on board yet, right, why this is so important. And it's important that now to go ahead and protect all these games that they're making and all these studios that they have and they are continuing to support. In order to do that, how you need to go ahead and be responsible and expand however you can. So I'm just saying, I think this is what they're working for. And the fact that you're seeing that back coming in and having 5 freaking games in the top 8. That's insane. That's insane. So good for them. Good for us.
100%. All dollars funneling back to us.
Yep.
What about you, Farrah?
Yeah, Xbox definitely is making all the right moves as far as what they're doing on the game side. And not just the game side. I mean, they're making improvements on PC with the latest update. The ecosystem on console is getting better. I mean, Xbox currently is pushing all the right buttons, and I think, if you have a PlayStation 5 right now, it probably makes sense to stay where you're at, with just like where the industry is at the moment. But looking forward, it's going to be hard to justify purchasing a PlayStation going into the next generation or any other console going to the next generation. You got to be thinking, especially with where the prices are going. I'm either going PC or I'm grabbing an Xbox, because they're doing so well. It just doesn't make sense to go elsewhere if you're, a AAA console gamer. It just at this point, it just doesn't. They're just doing way too much, and they're making it. They're rewarding the customers who are, loyal and a part of their ecosystem with, their games and these other big games. I mean, like, we just got Metaphor today, which is really that's the game that should have won Game of the Year. Like, if Keeley didn't have a hard on for PlayStation, Metaphor would have won Game of the Year.
I'm gonna try it. I played the demo that they came out with, the prelude or whatever it was beforehand, and it put me to sleep. So I'm gonna try this one and see if it gets me.
I mean, if turn-based RPGs aren't necessarily, I mean, it has a good story, but I mean, to each their own. I'm more of an action-based RPG person at this point in my life. I argue with my turn-based brethren all the time, so I can see where it could be a sleeper, because I said it's not interactive enough turn-based for a lot of people. It's just not. And I feel like turn-based was more of a need out of the limitations of the hardware back in the day, and I feel like action is just kind of where it is now. I like action RPGs more than I like turn-based. I respect turn-based, but yeah, I'm more action, so I can get where it could put you to sleep a little bit if that's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, well, it did big time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm willing to check it out though. It's in Game Pass. That's the beauty, right? I wouldn't have bought it to see if it was going to keep me awake.
Yeah, no, that would be, that'd be ridiculous. But yeah, the beauty of Game Pass.
Y'all should check it out. Not saying you gotta go beat it because it's like a 100-hour game, but check it out. It's worth a tryout. It's like the best of Atlas, and like they brought like all of like some of the biggest minds in the JRPG industry to come together and make that one. So, yeah, it's worth checking out at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, Xbox is pushing all the right buttons. Like, I don't care what type of gamer you are. Like, have they not catered to you in this past like five? Let's not even say 5-6 months. Like since August, have they not catered to you from anywhere from Age of Mythology to Doom and everything in between? Like,
Yeah.
Like you got your RPG fix, you got your first person shooter fix, you got your first person action adventure mix, you got your third person games, like whatever you like they have had a premium title in that genre in their service coming right to you, and they're dominating sales charts everywhere else. Like what are they doing wrong? Like where are they missing a beat at this very moment? I mean, they've missed some beats in the past, but as of right now, like
I don't see it.
Yeah,
they've been hitting, bro.
The only thing you can really knock Xbox for at the moment is that the Xbox app isn't as good as the Steam app. I'm sure they'll catch up.
And even that, it's like for what I use it for, it's more than good enough.
Yeah.
Like I don't use like any features of the Steam store. you know, I just turn on the game and keep it moving.
But I'm saying if you're gonna nitpick, that's where you would go. Like if there's anywhere you're gonna nitpick, that's where it is. But I mean, right now they're full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead indeed. Full speed ahead indeed. Let me go ahead and jump over here because we do have our boy Raiden motherfucking Blade in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here.
Thank you for rocking out.
Says hello, fans.
Hello,
I just want to say F them ponies.
Listen, you just got it at least once a day. You know?
Yeah, get it out of your system.
Yeah, a way to cleanse.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
So
he's back with another £5, which I appreciate you, my brother. Says FTC to judge Xbox will block PlayStation. Xbox, you don't know our strategy, so shut the fuck up.
Seriously.
Facts. Yeah, FTC was pretty much a waste of our life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's real crazy. But Xbox they made it work, bro. Like there's no denying. Like you cannot, for any other reason, like if Xbox says, hey, we're going to buy this company, you cannot be like, oh, they're going to be anti whatever the fuck. Look at them. They're putting their own, like it's one thing to say, look, I bought this
consumer
and I put their games on there.
Yep.
They are taking their own games and putting them over there.
Yep.
This is a done deal. This is over. There's no more bullshit. If they want to buy, they will have. Done. There's no other fighting. Just it will happen no matter what. And that's all. The only back and forth will be through Xbox and the company they're buying, not the government, because there's nothing for them to say.
And the one thing I'll say I appreciate about the Xbox games kind of going over to PlayStation now is that we have all been proven right about the Xbox tax. 100%.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
People tried to act like we were crazy. We're not. We were right all along.
Exactly.
100% we were right. 100%. I cannot wait for when they play Hellblade 2 for them to sit there and talk about how amazing it is. I cannot wait this whole time downplaying that game.
It should have been in Game of the Year conversation. Not saying it should have won.
Agreed.
But it should have been in the conversation for what it did at the time that it dropped. Like it was like literally the first like truly next gen game that we have from a graphical and a sound perspective. And
of course, absolutely.
The depth that the combat has, it's a hidden depth, but it does have a lot of depth to the combat. A lot of people criticized it, but there's a lot you can do inside of that combat. So I mean that game should have been in Game of the Year conversations, even if it didn't win the award. and the fact that it got like a low 80s Metacritic is outrageous. If it wasn't an Xbox game, it would have been high 80s, maybe low 90s easily.
It would have been a perfect PlayStation game.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know?
100%. 100%. They crushed the previous game. Like,
watch what Death Stranding 2 gets.
I know.
Watch what Death Stranding 2 gets.
Don't even start with that.
I mean,
shit.
and they're the same, type of game. I mean, they're one may be better than the other, but they're the, you walk around, you experience the environment.
Death Stranding takes this shit to another level of walking around.
Yeah, they do. But I'm just saying they're the same. They're in the same vein.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. It's probably gonna get glazed to hell, but maybe it will be
because it's Kojima and PlayStation.
Absolutely. All right, so we do have our homie, motherfucking Spartan.
Yo,
661
Spartan
in the building.
Let's go.
Went ahead and re-upped his membership.
Yes.
As a YouTube squad member for On Point. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Y'all know what to do.
Tell me,
put that motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our boy Spartan 661 back.
Thank you.
To the membership
welcome,
family, man.
Welcome.
Appreciate you, homie. Now we do have our homie Rated Blade in the building with that £5 super chat. Thank you, my brother. Says Microsoft/Xbox wants to be number one in gaming, and games drive gaming. So ponies flabbing them lips. Xbox and Microsoft are winning. You can't compete.
They can't. There's no way in heck that they can. They
Not
cannot.
Even close. Not even close, dude.
There's no way.
Can't even put a piece in the mind that can wrap around and say, yes, this is how they're winning. They're not. There's no way. Xbox is winning in every way, shape, or form. Outside of the console sales. But honestly, PlayStation selling more consoles is a win for Xbox. So
it is.
Keep it going.
Point.
We're down. All right. And then our boy, motherfucking Spartan 661. Went ahead and gifted 5.
Let's go.
On Point for gamer memberships,
Thank
man.
you.
That
Thank
is
you so much.
Dope of you, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so very much.
That's so dope.
Y'all know what to do.
Tell him, baby.
Put the motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest members, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with us. Let me see who we got here. We got we got Death Wish Dre. We got Sleepy Immortal. We have Ozzy Fan 66. You got Boomer Benz, and you got Fee A. Marie. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
Welcome, you guys.
Spartan,
thank you so much.
And thank you, Spartan, man. Appreciate you, my brother. And keep the train rolling for our boy Fossil 924.
Yo!
Went ahead and re-upped his subscription to our membership, man. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Y'all know what to do.
Tell him, baby.
Put that motherfucking welcome to the family emoji in the chat. Welcome our newest member who is returning back to us, our boy Fossil.
Welcome back.
Fossil 924. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, my homie. We do have our boy Space Shot in the building with that house, which I appreciate you, my man.
Thank you.
Says, been waiting for Keely to tell us Doom has him grinning from ear to ear. Maybe Expedition 33. What about the joys of revisiting Oblivion? Nothing.
Crickets.
Nothing. Crickets. Yeah, I don't think anything can have them grinning from ear to ear like
not like
Astrobot did.
Not like Astrobot. Yeah, that was special kind of grin.
Special kind of grin for sure.
Yeah.
Some would say it's an elite grin.
Yes.
Facts. All right. And then before we go, our boy Cage has a video that he would like us to share. So we'll go ahead and do, what is this? Hold on. All right, wait. Okay. So I have it there. Let me do this, go here, go there, go there, go there. Okay, here we go. So this is from Cage, a vampiro borracho. And he wants us to see this. Call him by his gamer tag. Let's see.
Can't hear it.
Con Queef Adore. No audio? How can
I
there
can
be no
hear it.
audio?
I can hear it. It was just so quiet.
I can hear it.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh. Con Queef Adore. No, it's as high as it can be over here. Well,
That's a pretty long gamer tag. That's definitely a pony.
it sounds like one. It sounds like one for sure. For sure. Well, thank you so much. God damn it, Cage. Con Queef Adore.
Cage is borracho tonight.
Is a borracho-ness. You know what I'm saying? Borracho-ness. All right. Let me do this. Okay. So I'm gonna take my chapter. We're gonna move on. And this one's gonna be a fun one.
Cage is explaining the joke.
Yeah, we get the joke.
We
I know.
We get it, Cage.
Like conquistador.
We get it, Cage.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you, Cage.
You know,
We'll never get that time back.
we won't ever get that time back, but I appreciate you. Cage, they're not laughing at the joke. They're laughing at your message saying conquistador, never mind. Oh my God. That's hilarious. All right. Next chapter. Let me get it. Oh, first, let me go ahead and do. Oh, what the? Go here. Share screen.
Nah, keep trying, Cage.
Yeah, he did.
Cage, it's all right.
You did your best.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
True.
Those are facts. All right. So let me take my chapter here. Okay. So this, well, I mean, it's just like the saga that doesn't end. So Marathon, okay, has had a flurry of pieces of news come out since the last time we danced on his grave. Okay. More stuff.
Okay.
Come out. So it's basically a bunch of different things that have come out. So we got to like just pick a place to start. Okay. But I could tell you right now, like Bungie, Marathon, they're fucked. They're screwed. Listen, I believe, honestly, I think at this point, I think Sony's fucking with them just so that they can go ahead and do that full takeover. Remember part of the contract?
Yes.
They have to do a certain thing or whatever. And they probably are just waiting for Marathon to come out and fail so that they can be like, look what you did.
Oopsies.
You're ours now. And then fire everybody.
What's left of it? Yeah, at this point, I mean, do they have to pay them? Aren't they like, they didn't completely pay Bungie, right?
No, the people got their money.
Okay.
The dudes are living the best life. They don't care what happens.
Listen, sometimes
but
you win, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So let's start with this one here. Jez puts an article, quote, Bungie leadership needs to be gutted completely. That's not a good that's not a good sign for them. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Jez's article. Oh, actually, it's from Brendan Lowry. So Bungie leadership needs to be gutted completely. Former Marathon dev says Bungie was, quote, extremely toxic and humiliating to work with. days after the art theft controversy.
Damn.
Things are seemingly going from bad to worse with Bungie and Marathon. Man, these ads are wild. They're literally taking up like most of this screen. Okay, there we go. All right, so the upcoming 2025 extraction shooter Marathon has been all over the news recently, and not for many good reasons. Though its official gameplay reveal in April was received decently, it and its developer, Destiny 2 creator Bungie, have since been marred in multiple controversies. Now, a former developer has spoken out against what they feel is troublesome leadership at the studio. The comments came from a Blue Sky user named Spirited, who formerly worked at Bungie on both Destiny 2 and Marathon as an online services engineer. As a former Bungie employee who worked on Marathon, I feel for those still at the studio. They wrote in a now deleted post, oh shit, working with engineering/Marathon leadership was extremely toxic and humiliating. I won't speak about the rest, but Bungie leadership needs to be gutted completely. So it's probably deleted because whoever he works for now was like, the fuck you are going to say shit like that out here in these streets. And it's probably going to fuck him over from getting new jobs because people are going to be like, oh, you're just going to air the dirty laundry out, right? That's why it's cool for us to see it, but bad move on his part for sure. Okay. Spirited also commented, this post has also been deleted, on the developers' leadership last year after Bungie cut 220 employees. Every day was a fight for autonomy and trust. Every day was someone telling me I'm not allowed to speak on any issue or problem in a professional tone. Every day was someone telling me my industry experience didn't matter and that some failed CEO knows best as our sub-area lead. Damn.
Wow.
Some failed CEO. Shit. Well, it's a scathing sentiment that comes just days after Bungie found itself in the middle of an art theft scandal in which the developer admitted a former employee stole and used artwork from an artist's 2017 poster designs while developing Marathon. The company said in response that it was committed to doing right by the artist. All right, so let's get that. All right, so we got some more pieces, but this is just piece number one. Okay. So former Marathon dev says leadership needs to be gutted completely at Bungie. Extremely toxic and humiliating to work there. That's pretty crazy.
It is. And you also imagine that, right? That, this was the situation behind closed doors. So doesn't necessarily comes as a shocker. It sucks.
I mean, it didn't look good from the beginning. And we had stories that we were dealing with before about Bungie, right? So this is just all like craziness that they think that this is going to be a success. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, blows my mind. All right, so we have the next thing here. Let me see if I can.
The crazy crap is that essentially, like, Bungie has been gutted already. So this is just what's left there. So if you take out more, what's left after that?
I mean, they have to be like, they have to be in a position where they're seeing all this shit like burn around them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy, but this is the world that they're in, man. This is the world they're in. They dug this hole, getting in bed with PlayStation the way they did.
I think that was their only choice, though. They wanted the money.
Yeah, I mean, they knew they were going down, and they wanted to take Sony out with them.
At some point, like, they did what they had to do. The higher ups, right, where the money really, really went to.
Agreed.
So,
They're supposed to be getting movies and TV shows and all this kumbaya shit, and now it's just a fucking mess. And if you worked for any of the PlayStation studios prior, can you imagine your game getting canceled because of Bungie's advice?
You know they gotta be heated.
Yeah, especially like you've been there like 15, 20 years. You done shipped, 5 or 6, highly successful games at PlayStation. And these motherfuckers just come in and say, oh, nope, your game ain't good enough. Y'all don't know what y'all are doing.
That's real crazy. We do have the homie Hargi Shani, our boy, in the building.
What's good?
15 months.
Thank you so much.
For support, my brother. Appreciate you. Looking forward to our trip to LA.
Yes.
The Xbox Fan Fest over there and all the other fun stuff happening. He says, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Oh, shit. Every mile brings more bad news for a game not too many were excited for to begin with.
Ooh.
Demo remix? DOA. DOA.
I would say so.
Yo.
I would say so. He's right.
Big facts.
Every mile brings...
Dude, the crazy part about it is that, yes, not many people were excited for it.
Yeah.
So this just kind of dug a deeper hole. Like they were already in the hole. Right?
Yeah,
like
they already were in a situation. And what does this mean now? We were thinking this could be as bad as Concord, but
clearly going to be worse.
Yeah, and I mean, Concord's nothing to brag about. But if this is what PlayStation was looking for to top their situation with Concord, I think they're doing really well.
It'll review worse than Concord, but it'll last more than 12 days. I'll bet that.
Because there are going to be, outside of this bubble, right? We got to remember this is still a bubble that not many people pay attention to. So the art theft, all this other shit, most people are never going to know about any of that who ultimately touched this game. You still got a lot of Bungie fans that exist. And it's going to go. It just depends on how far it'll go is the question. But I don't think they're going to shut it down anytime soon.
I think it'll go more than 12 days.
I get you. I can see that happening. Yeah. I can see that happening.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That'd be real crazy if they shut it down sooner. Can you imagine they break Concord's record? Like nobody's playing that game and they just shut that bitch down. That would be hilarious.
10 days.
Oh my God. That would be crazy. We do have the homie Game Shark in the building with that $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
Yo.
Says Bungie leadership going to be looking for groups soon. Oh, shit.
Oh. Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby. God
They've
damn.
been twinkled. Bungie has been twinkled.
Wow. That's real.
Damn.
That's real wild. And you do have our boy Raiden Blade.
Raiden Blade.
£5 super chat. Appreciate
Let's
you.
go.
Says,
thank you so
when
much.
all the Bungie staff leaves, all Sony has is the name. The games designed by the company is a NA to the catalog of games created by them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. They're gonna take them in and get rid of a bunch of people, and it's gonna be a bloodbath.
It is.
And I think what we're learning is that Bungie was never an expert in live service. Let's just say Microsoft and Activision were experts in live service, and they just happened to be parts of those companies at the time that these games released.
The crazy shit is that Bungie was brought in to guide the ship.
Yeah,
it was.
Everyone thought they had to see. Everybody thought they had their secret sauce, but it was never them. I mean, that's what we're seeing.
No. Yeah.
If it was, they
It's true.
I think we're clear on that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad for sure. So let's go to the next piece here. So I think this one actually sums up a lot of what's going on. This is Forbes. This is Paul Tassi. He has here new marathon info, Bungie morale, launch worries, and changing plans. So chaos has engulfed Bungie after an artist, Anti-Real, came forward to accuse Bungie of ripping off her 2017 work as its upcoming extraction shooter Marathon was starting to take shape as early as 2018. Damn. Bungie is still fucked up to here. Bungie admitted to the plagiarism, supposedly the work of one ex-artist, and promised to make things right. But the story gained traction among gaming outlets and reaction streamers alike, and it's poisoned the previous positive conversation about the aesthetic of the game. But all of this is happening after another not great time period for Marathon in the last few weeks, starting with the gameplay reveal and then its closed alpha, both of which received mostly mixed to negative feedback. A live stream on Friday addressed both the art plagiarism and alpha feedback in what ended up being the most uncomfortable on-camera offerings I've ever seen from the studio.
Yeah.
That shit was real.
Oh my gosh, your tweet was so funny with the guys from Brothers. Will Ferrell.
Oh, digging
the grave.
Yeah, you literally, it looked like you were watching them be buried alive.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like you were watching. It was real wild.
Yeah.
So it continues. I've spoken to some current and former employees about Bungie's excuse for the art theft, studio morale, and the possibility of a delay, and some very real changes when it comes to the upcoming presentation and playtesting of the game. Here's what I've learned. The public explanation for the art theft, one ex-employee taking things in 2020, is the same one being given internally at Bungie among the rank and file. Sony and Bungie legal are now sorting through this, and there is unlikely to be any much new information as all of this continues to unfold. It is not clear how long an audit will take of the assets to remove or find any more plagiarism, as it's an expansive enough process to have Bungie not even show any footage at all in its recent live stream. Damn, I didn't even realize that. Like, it's so bad, they don't even know if any part of their game doesn't have plagiarism, is it?
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, because it wasn't just the images, it was the coding of her art style that was apparently stolen as well. So basically like the whole game may be based on her art style without her, consent. So
yeah, and they try to like simplify, like, oh, we just, some markings on buildings, and like as if it wasn't, throughout the game. We're looking at a game. Honestly, guys, they shouldn't release this game. This game should not come out.
No.
This game should not release. People were out there saying it needs like years of work. It's not up to par. People are not excited for it. The people that played it are, suggesting that they hold off. I don't think that much is going to change if they go ahead and, other than PlayStation wasting money, nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to make this game better. And to top all of that, we find out that the art and the music were stolen. I think they need to scratch this off and take it as an L and use this as an excuse because, we weren't aware of what was going on, right? And the art and the music belong to someone else. We're just going to go ahead and take a step back and hold off and then just never release the game. I think this game comes with more problems than not. I don't think this game is going to do well. Just drop it. And maybe with the game not releasing, they may not end up in which I think they're going to get out of, though, a big lawsuit. I wish they didn't. And,
Yeah.
So if Marathon and Fair Games never see the light of day, what does that mean for PlayStation going forward? How does Sony look at that and say, yeah, continue making first party games?
That's the point.
I'm just saying Xbox would be cooked if any of their studios were out here stealing art and music.
But
that would be insane. So I think so should PlayStation.
Like, all right, so we're talking like what, 6-7 years, 12 games. How much money is that's like 300 million per game on average. So you're talking about $3.6 billion on top of the $3.6 billion you spent to purchase Bungie, on top of the money you spent to acquire Firewalk and Fire Sprite, and oh my gosh, like, oof.
And no revenue, just money going out.
More people than Jim Ryan need to be fired.
Yes, absolutely.
Facts.
And this brings us back to your point earlier, Farrell. Like, are they just doing this to make it seem like they're spending money? We're hearing about games canceled that we haven't even seen, or like we didn't even hear about, right? So like, what's going on here? Are they really losing all this money, or
it sounds crazy, but I can see Hiroki being fired because somebody approved all these purchases.
Which are purchases?
The purchases of Bungie and Firewalk and Fire Sprite. Like,
yeah, but guys like that won't get fired because they're not going, like, there's no guarantee. So they're going based off of the leadership that they put in place. So it's Herman.
Herman gotta
take the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people going, but somebody approved these purchases. Somebody approved these gaming budgets, and they got to go too. It can't all fall on Jim Ryan, like, because
exactly. Poor Jimmy Jim.
This shit's still rolling downhill, and it doesn't like it stopping anytime soon. I mean, they let go of Connie Booth. Like there's no more people to blame. Like. So, you got rid of Yoshida. At some point, you got like something drastic has to change at PlayStation leadership right now, because it's all looking very messy. All we got is what, Soros and Intergalactic that we know about, and Wolverine, and all three of them games look like they're going to be issues for Sony in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, like.
Facts.
Wolverine might do great in sales, but it's a Disney game, and it's taking way longer to develop than they anticipated.
And remember, that game, we already had the rumors that game is only a 6-month exclusive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
better be only 6 months.
That might be the first game to kind of break the exclusive situation.
I don't think they can afford to only keep it on PlayStation at this point, with as long as it's taken to develop and the license. I mean, Wolverine's not a cheap license either. So
no,
yeah,
he's right. He's right up there with Spider-Man.
They want their money.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it continues over here. It says morale is in free fall across all departments. You don't say.
I know.
The vibes have never been worse. Oh, see, this is the problem. Everyone has the same concerns about what happens to Bungie as a studio if Marathon bombs, which is something they absolutely cannot afford. It's funny because you think of Destiny, right? And you go to something like, Steam and see like, oh, there's a lot of people playing it.
Yeah.
Right. But like, yeah, a lot of people bought it. Right. People still playing it doesn't mean that those people are all spending money in the game.
No.
Right. Or doing anything that brings them more money. Just a bunch of people playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for a game that's ongoing, they need ongoing revenue from the game. And I mean, I don't know if I missed it. I have it here still. I'm going to go back and check real fast. So I can tell you that in April, Destiny 2 was not in the top 20 list. And I could tell you that for the year, Destiny 2 is not in the top 20 list.
Yeah, nobody's buying the game anymore.
So nobody's buying that game, right? So unfortunately, unless there's a massive amount of people who are doing microtransactions, which what this sounds like is that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because if Destiny was killing it,
they wouldn't be dropping.
They wouldn't be worried about what's going to happen to Bungie.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be dropping Destiny. Like it's also coming.
Yeah, they might be worried about the Marathon team, but they wouldn't be worried about Bungie. So the fact that they say they have the same concerns about what happens to Bungie as a studio if Marathon bombs, which is something they absolutely cannot afford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal, man.
It is.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? You think these people who now have to scratch out all this art for Marathon and delete it all,
stolen art,
and come up with a new aesthetic?
If they could not come up with it on their own to begin with, when they were kind of free balling, right? What is going to happen now under pressure?
Yeah. Yeah. Because if Marathon bombs, they can't just pay someone else to make Destiny 3 and people are going to care about it because it just has the Destiny 3 logo slapped on it.
Nope. Destiny will be dead.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? This is the real crazy part. Destiny as a game literally takes itself out of the equation because none of the legacy content stays.
Yeah, that's another issue.
They always delete what's happening and you're always forcing the newest thing. So it's not like this shit can just live on and people have access to all this shit that will keep them going.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even Bungie doesn't have access to the data anymore. They completely wipe it. Because I saw one of the lawsuits that they have against them was they stole someone's story and they didn't have the file anymore. So they delete their own stuff. So yeah, it's like once the content's dead, it's dead. It's not coming back. So
what a bummer.
Yeah. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah. It will be sadly what looks like the last of Bungie. If they don't hit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the other game that Naughty Dog's working on.
Yeah, the last of Bungie.
I think that works. The last
of
Bungie,
them.
The last of them. I think that hits right.
Yeah.
I think that hits right.
Yeah. I would want to see that.
Facts. So it continues. There are not even hints or jokes about a delay from the September release date internally. With that said, it is entirely possible, if not likely, those conversations are happening privately between higher up Sony and Bungie leadership. It's unclear what the plan is to launch the game in a now actively hostile environment just a few months from now, or how to turn that around. There is no turning that around. Even if you hire that bitch, even if you hire the artist and say, hey, let's go ahead and have you join the team and do the aesthetic, it's not going to work.
I mean, even if she did the work, I mean, I think to like, even just to save face, right? And look, we brought her in. She's a part of the game now. I don't think is going to change the game's fate.
Yeah, agreed. Too much was wrong with the game when they first showed it. And the PlayStation fan base just isn't strong enough to revive that type of game. Just aren't. They aren't going to support it enough. And the Destiny audience doesn't seem to care about it. So, you know,
that's the biggest fuck up for them, because it's such a different type of game that the Destiny fan base, they don't give a fuck about it. They're not going to stop playing Destiny for it. No. And the problem is how many people are left to play Marathon.
Even if it were free, I don't think that they would take a step back and say, let me go play this trash instead.
even if it's free, the issue is that the PlayStation gamers want to prove to Sony that they're wrong about going live service. So
True.
PlayStation fans are killing their own live service initiative. So they have to go outside of their fan base to, make a successful live service game, and they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to find a new audience.
Listen, shit comes back around, right? They said that that's not who they were targeting. It wasn't their own audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame them when they don't show up.
Yeah, so
Facts. Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how this is going to shake out, because it doesn't look good. Now, some changes to future plans had been made even before this new plagiarism development, mainly as a reaction to gameplay footage and now the closed alpha. So they were already screwed from when they showed us the game and we saw it and nobody liked it, to now this plagiarism shit. So at the start of this month, Bungie pulled the plug on its main marathon marketing plan, which was going to have a new trailer in June, along with launch of pre-orders. The whole campaign needs to be reworked now. A heavily marketed public beta in August may be changed into a roadmap of public playtests with no actual details set yet. This would align with Bungie's stated multiple opportunities to play before launch rather than just the upcoming beta. And then Marathon was originally pitched by higher up good old boy Bungie leadership. And as far back as 5 years ago, devs were telling them what would and wouldn't work and were often ignored. Many have said previously that it needed to have some sort of PvE component. So do you think this is going to save them? Pushing back the pre-orders, pushing back the beta, turning it to smaller play tests. Do you think they're going to be able to do a pivot?
Is that a joke?
No, I want to know what you think.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that, you will have to remake the game. PlayStation can't afford to do that. They can't. Now on top of it, with the stolen art and music, they have to mend that and make it right. And I think that we're all involved now, so we all need to know how that was fixed. And how do you trust them moving forward? Honestly, the best thing that can happen is, again, for the game to not release and for Bungie to just freaking go away.
Just delete yourself, Bungie.
Hit the button. That's the only outcome I see. This is not the first time that they go ahead and steal content. So these are some of the times that we're aware of. Imagine how many times this happened that no one knows about or that they were able to cover up. So how do you trust them moving forward, even if you weren't interested in this particular game? If they made something else, then what? What is really original? If this is what you can come up with and it's stolen because you can't make something up on your own that is better, what is left of you? You are nothing and no one, and you need to know when to quit. If you've gotten to this point and this is the art that you steal, uninspiring, it's not impressive. So what can you do?
They would have to abandon the PlayStation community altogether, release the game into some type of early access on Steam, and work with the community over like several years to get the game right. That's
not happening.
No,
it's not. But that's their only hope.
But that's why you saw him say that if they're not even joking with the idea of delaying this game. You got to remember, there's 800 something people who work at Bungie.
Yeah.
Sony is paying those people every single month with not much return.
Yeah,
this
that's why
game has to come out, and they want it to come out because I honestly believe at this point, Sony seeing what it is, I think they want it to come out and they want it to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they want it because then they can get rid of budget.
They can drop that weight.
Yeah. But if you did the early access thing, you could sell a game for like $20, $30 and, you know, promise that when the full version of the game launches, you get the deluxe edition with, you know, a couple premium packs or whatever. And, you know, you can kind of work through the game that way. That's pretty much the only way they would save that game. That's like the only shot in the dark that they have. Other than that, the PlayStation community is not helping you save that game at all.
No,
they want it to die. Probably the leadership at Big Sony probably wants that game to die. They probably want to be done with Bungie. They probably want everything that has Jim Ryan's fingerprint on it, like, erased from the company at this point. Like, they are pretty. It seems like they're very sour on him, and it seems like pretty soon they're going to be pretty sour on Herman Hulse. Especially if, you know, Ghost Ayote and Soros don't do the numbers that they're anticipating. Because we got to remember, Returnal was a major flop too, and they purchased that studio. The game, from what we last remember, it maybe barely crossed 1 million in sales. So
500,000 is what it was reported. So
that was before it went to PC though. So it may have, you know, done a little bit better, but yeah, so flop. So it's like, you know, you put all this money into Astrobot being the new mascot of the system. You drop Little Big Planet and flop. I mean, it's just everything is flopping, and you're remastering all these games, and they're all flopping. You're putting these games on PC, and they're having mixed success. So it's just, you know, heads got to roll, and it's not just at Bungie. Like, Bungie is probably the biggest problem that they have, but they have problems all across their first party.
Dude, it's their first party. They need to sell. They should just sell some of these studios to Xbox. The only ones that they can afford, them, are Xbox. And you need to Sony needs to just back out of the first party game. They can't afford it. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have anything successful anymore. For them, they need it to be successful. It's not like Xbox where they divide and conquer, right? Some games have to be successful. Other games are just for the love of the game and keeping people going into Game Pass. This is the way. I feel like the real answer is they should just get out of the game. But like, I don't want Naughty Dog to just disappear.
But what's left of Naughty Dog, though?
Yeah, but
what's left of them? And Neil is planning to leave soon. So what is going to happen? They're going to be in a situation where they scoop up Naughty Dog, and then Neil's like, all right, sayonara, I'm on my way out. Like, no, I think that is already a mess. What's left of Bungie, what's left of Naughty Dog, Insomniac, like, let's see what they gather up with Wolverine. But from what we've seen, I mean, it will take a miracle for this to just show up and look impressive. So no.
And we still don't know how good Insomniac is because they have yet to make their own game, their own IP under PlayStation.
Creativity.
I mean, on the Xbox, they made Sunset Overdrive, but then that was phenomenal. But like, what are they going to do over there? I don't think they're ever gonna, bro. To be honest with you,
they haven't. I think
they've been relegated.
Relegated.
Relegated to Marvel. That's it. That's the life they lead.
So,
and that's why we had all those people who were leaving Insomniac like happy as fuck because they don't want to be on that fucking Marvel treadmill. You know what I'm saying? They want to get out. They want to make games creatively, not be stuck following this shit. Like, yeah, sure, the leads of those games are huge fans of those things, but the work people, the people who have to do all that shit, they don't necessarily give a shit about that. I do want to point out over here, our boy Pragmatic Eagle.
Yo,
says,
thank you for rocking out.
So is organic destruction a thing over at Sony now?
Apparently.
I feel like that's
apparently.
I feel like you nailed it, bro.
I'm digging that.
Organic
destruction.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's a problem, but it's real. Let's finish this up here. By the way, real quick, do you think See, I feel like they were arguing with them about putting PvE, which is player versus the environment. So like teaming up and killing things out in these streets or whatever together outside of just the extraction part of it. I don't think that would have made a difference, to be honest with you.
I don't think so, because I think people are obviously, we see things, they draw us in. But I think visually it wasn't captivating enough to pull a big audience. So I'm not sure that adding to it, aside from more money spent, would have changed anything.
Agreed. All right. So finishing this up, the last little paragraph here says, all of this between necessary asset auditing, a reworked marketing campaign, and shifting playtest plans screams of a game that is not coming out in 4 months, or at the very least shouldn't be, though there are no indicators of that yet. However, at this point, it may be the case that another 3, 6, 12 months would not fix what ails the game.
Nope.
Which is more than just presentation and some playtesting, but for many, it's questionable core concept wrapped in extremely cool aesthetics. That's just you, bro. But now they've lost that last bit as a praise point as well. And that's it. Yeah, that last paragraph kind of wraps it up, right? Like a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month delay, that's not going to do shit for this game.
It's not going to change anything.
Yeah.
People don't like the gameplay. It looks boring. There's nothing exciting that happens. Arc, immediately you can see how dope it looks graphically. Boom, right away. And then cool shit happening. Fucking monsters leaping, fucking building size to come get you. Like that's fire. Like it just looks so dope. And I'm not even into those type of games, but I played it for a little bit and really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, what can they do?
This isn't it. Right. And again, like I mentioned before, if you weren't inspired to begin with to go ahead and create your own things, what aside from taking out and patching up, what's going to be left of this game when whatever this person made, it's out. That content is out. What's left of it?
They stand a better.
I don't see it happening.
I say they stand a better chance of reviving Concord than making Marathon
Agreed.
a success. Like Marathon, I mean, for everything that was wrong with Concord, it was further along than what this game is.
Bro, you strip out all the characters, put actual fun characters in there, make the gunplay more exciting, make the levels more exciting, and all of a sudden you got something that at least can compete.
Change the name.
Yeah.
Make it a PlayStation All-Star shooter where you have all the names of PlayStation people.
There you go.
That people know, right? There's a chance that you can get somebody.
I agree with that because at that point, they're kind of not necessarily taking a risk or saying, okay, let's scratch off these characters and see what happens with the new ones that we make. If they bring in kind of like they did with Astrobot, right, where they had, an Astrobot version of these characters, if they bring their own characters, I think that will kind of maybe draw people in and make them want to play. That would be a good fix for Concord. But graphically, even though it was also a letdown, it was still more appealing than what we're seeing with Marathon.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't. It just was half baked.
It wasn't great.
And it was going up against Overwatch and Marvel Rivals, and it was just going up against a lot of heavy hitters at the time that it dropped, and it was half baked.
Yeah.
So you'd be better off just focusing on bringing that back than focusing on Marathon, because Marathon looks like
it's DOA, bro.
Yeah. It has too many issues.
Dude, you would literally have, like, no matter what, even if you delete the things, people are going to be like, you still stole her look.
Mm-hmm.
You still stole her vibe. Give her the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you cut it, they're stuck. They have to redo the whole thing.
They're trying to, like, kind of like behind the scenes, see how they can patch up the situation. Oh, we already reached out to her. I think this was very public. She was very vulnerable. And I feel like we need to go ahead and know how you fix this before we can get past it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It became our issue now.
Agreed. Let me get the homie Hargeet China.
Yo,
What's up, my dude? Thank you for being here, my
thank
brother.
you.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says they should bring back Destruction All-Stars. The characters are all the studios PlayStation has destroyed. Oh, damn.
Damn.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
That, that slaps him up a little bit, right? That's hurts.
A burn. Yeah.
That's a burn. That's something that makes them think
that was about as bad as Concord, but no one talks about it.
Facts. Yeah, nobody does talk about it. Destruction All-Stars. Nobody just
because they pre-ordered it for $70. Absolutely nobody pre-ordered it, so they pulled it from the store, gave it to you for free, and then it died anyway.
Where's Foam Stars?
Oh, wow. Now you're just being mean.
Mm.
That
Interesting.
That heavy hitter exclusive.
Banger. You know what I'm saying? You got those bangers over there. And then you got our motherfucking homie Spartan 661.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Went ahead and did a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. Says PlayStation is making records, all right. The Guinness World Records. 10 plus games canceled in a few years. Buying a $3.5 billion gaming developing company just to turn it into a support studio is going to be the cherry on top.
Damn.
God
damn,
bro.
It's true.
God damn.
It's true. And listen, I feel like what Spartan is trying to tell us is that Bungie was not a better buy than ABK. You know?
No. I don't think it was.
No.
I don't think it was. As silly as that may seem, I don't think it was a better buy. That was real crazy to say. But no, you're absolutely right, man. Who the fuck who comes out, says we're making 12 games of service games, and now it's like, yo, we canceled 10 plus of those games. But
backstory though, this is not what they're known for. This is not what their studios put out, and they are not going to put together studios to go ahead and work on this. They are using their own.
Yeah.
What kind of crazy shit is that?
The craziest part is that of the 12, the only one that succeeded was the one that they didn't make.
That's wild.
I mean,
and that the studio who made it doesn't want to work with them anymore.
Yeah.
Yo.
And then move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Wow. It's wild to think that they paid $3.5 billion for a studio that might end up
that's a lot of money.
Support. Yeah. I mean, this is what you do. You just take their tech, right? The gunplay, you take it. You could bring Killzone back. Bring Killzone back with Bungie, shooting mechanics.
Who's gonna make it?
Guerrilla. They're not gone yet. As long as Herman Hulst is there.
They're stuck on Horizon. Herman won't let them do anything else.
Jesus.
Listen, they wouldn't know what to do with it. I don't think they can. I don't think this is something that they can figure out. What's left there, it's not up to par with where the future of gaming is heading. Sorry, Insomniac, right. You're not gonna go ahead and reach Ninja Theory's levels unless you get scooped up and they bring new people in that know what the hell they're doing.
I mean, that's the truth. Sadly, sadly, it's the truth. There's really, I don't see a way out for them. It's funny because Bungie and Sony, it's Bungie and PlayStation. I feel like they're on like the same trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like Bungie is on his way to death. Not PlayStation as an entity, but PlayStation first party. I think Bungie just represents what PlayStation first party is. Plagiarism, yes. Everything they did for those 10 plus games that were games of service were all copies of other games that just didn't do it as well.
Yeah.
All of them. they just copy. They copy moves and they just try to see if they can make it different enough. This one, they didn't know that it was going to be this bad, but it was. It was absolutely this bad.
It's like the ultimate toxic romance. It's like a meth addict and a crackhead getting married and trying to make it work.
Facts. Agreed 100%. We got our boy Conquistador with the $2 super chat.
Oh my!
After Mama beat your ponies, now where's my sippy cup? Goddamn.
See, Cage, it worked. Someone
see, it made it. It made it. That was why you did that, for that moment to take place. All right, guys, listen. This is where we're gonna wrap it up, man. Thank you all so much for rocking out with us. I think we had a fun time with the news today. Remember, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night with the homie Hargeet, who was in the chat, and Demo Flow. I believe I saw him in the chat before as well.
Yeah, Demo was in there, yeah.
So shout out to them. We will be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for the night shift. Let's Talk Gaming.
Yes.
Again, guys, thank you everyone who was here live in the building. You guys are the ship.
Shout out to our boy Maurice. Congratulations.
Yes, shout out to the homie on his 5 years and paying off his cars. Awesome stuff, man.
Yes.
Thank you, my brother. Shout out to everyone who super chatted tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so very much. Always remember the show is brought to you by you, so it does mean a lot to us. So thank you so very much. Of course, we do want to shout out everyone who supports us over on Patreon and on YouTube members, and everybody who became a member tonight. Thank you so much for resubbing. But we also want to shout out our elite members. That's right. It's the homie Big Boy Mike, Dark Angelic, Culture the Canuck, Music 72, and Queen Witch. And of course, we have our inner circle members, the homie Big Mix Gaming and Pragmatic Eagle. The first few people in the chat tonight, the specials, you had Mr. X by himself. That's right, is E Ranks. Yeah, a Togi Gamer number 2 and Jesse B number 3 in the building. First super chat was from our boy Starkey Love with that $5 super chat. Biggest super chat we got was from our boy Spartan.
Thank you.
661 with that $20 super chat, man. I appreciate you, my brother. And we had gifted memberships. The most gifted memberships was from our homie Lotus Esprit with that 25 gifted. You were so awesome. Thank you so much. Also, shout out to our boy Spartan 661 who did go ahead and gift 5 memberships as well.
Thank you. Thank you,
Spartan. Again, you guys are awesome. And then we did have Cage, Spartan, and oh man, Fossil. Go ahead and re-up their membership. So thank you guys
so much.
So very much. Also, if you guys didn't hear, I'll say it here as well. Because I think this is the first time we can say it here live since we found out. But we have officially been approved as media. Sorry, I don't know why, but as press for the summer showcase events. IGN. So we have IGN Live 2025 who went ahead and accepted us there. So we're actually going to be going. Now we both can't go because we have 6 children. So I'm going to be going, but for the first time ever in history, I'm going to be bringing Madman, our eldest son, and Purpleberry, our eldest daughter. They're going to be coming to LA with us, and you will see them on camera for the first time ever. That's right. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. So
definitely look out for some content there. We will be at the Summer Games Fest live show, so we'll see on Friday. We'll see that event. So we'll record something from there for you guys can see that too. And then Sunday we'll be at the event excuse me, that Hargeet and crew are putting together for the watch along party, the Xbox watch along party. So we'll be there as well. So that's going to be super dope. Excuse me. So yeah, so definitely look out for that. It's going to be a fun time. With that, of course, thank you to our brother Pharaoh for coming through, rocking out with us. We couldn't do the show on Tuesday, so he was kind enough to come rock out with us tonight, and I think it was a great show, man. So thank you so much. Let everybody know where to find you, man.
What's up, everyone? You can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bizarre and on YouTube right here, Vitamin G Podcast, Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come through, rock out with us, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys.
Let's go.
Appreciate all of you, man. Thank you so much. And of course, Pharaoh, thank you so much. Guys, we're going to go ahead and end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
We are.
Until next time.
You're intruding.
You're intruding.